Oh. I remember to shut that part off here, but alright, cool. Alright, come over here. Alright, come over here. That's good. How about YouTube? Alright, come over here. Yep. Alright. Looks like we're already ready to go. Alright. I think I'm good. I'm gonna drink. Excuse me. I think everything's recording. We're probably ready to go here. Turn on my headphones just a little bit here. Like that seems pretty good. Man, they are hopping. Chill out over here. Coughing. My gosh, stop. All right. I think I'm pretty well ready to go here. And everybody, might as well just sort these guys real quick by level. Alright, we'll go ahead and get started. Alright, what's up guys? I'm the Blue Titan and welcome to another episode of Darkest Dungeon. So, the last time I was here with you guys... Oh, actually, hold on. Oh, I already got somebody in chat. Hey, John. Okay, you caught me off guard. I saw your chat here. I'm gonna do my intro. What's up guys? I'm the Blue Titan and welcome back to another episode of Darkest Dungeon. So the last episode was very, very productive, and before I get into that, I'm actually going to go ahead and do my intro for my other channel. I need to kind of get used to that. I'm a little thrown off here because I had somebody in chat talk to me, which is okay, but it just kind of caught me off guard. If you'd like to see short-form content, it's faster-paced, highlight reel level stuff, 10 minutes, 15 minutes long, that's going to kind of give you a quick overview of what's happened in the last episode. You can head over to the Blue Titan Space Gaming to see videos like that. It also has shorts and things like that to get in the algorithm so people can discover the channels. If you'd like to see longer form content where I kind of chat with people in the chat, talk to people in YouTube as well as on Twitch, then you can come over to the Blue Titan Space Gaming Space VODs and see more content like that. That's where I'll be playing long form games and, you know, Darkest Dungeon currently and eventually future games as well. That will be no edits there. That entire channel will just be all of the blood, sweat, and tears and the snot, all the backdoor going ons, nothing edited. It'll just be me playing the game raw and talking to people in chat. I think we had a video a few days ago where I talked to somebody for 15 minutes about the current state of education in the United States. I had another one where we talked for like 15 minutes about just game design and where things are going with AI. So I've had a lot of different conversations, so it's pretty cool. But either way, again, you want short stuff, the Blue Titan Gaming. You want longer form stuff, the Blue Titan Gaming VODs. But either way, I'm going to go ahead and get into this and we're going to get some games going here. So, real quick, I'll go ahead and say here, hey John, I appreciate you being here, buddy. I'll talk with you as I kind of get going through, and we'll see what happens here. I'll see who jumps in or who doesn't or whatever. I just want to play. I'm enjoying the heck out of playing this game, and it doesn't really matter whether or not there's actually an audience for it or not. It's kind of funny. Sometimes I'll have nobody on for 2 or 3 hours, and other times I'll have people on here for an hour and a half straight that's just kind of sitting there lurking. I had a raid happen to me the other day where I was sitting here on Twitch, and I had 7 people join all at once, which was kind of funny. And ended up having to talk for about 15-20 minutes to them just to kind of get used to having people in the chat before I even got back to the gameplay. It was kind of actually hard for me to mentally acclimate to having people in the chat and talk with them while also continuing to play. If you don't know me, which some people do, some people don't, they know this about me. If you know me at all, you know that it's hard for me to focus on doing a thing while also talking about a thing. I'm very much a sit back and talk kind of person, so I'm developing that skill as we go. But either way, a quick overview over what happened last time we were here. Yesterday's episode was, well, I guess the last few episodes, two of which I recorded yesterday. We played for multiple sessions, many dungeons, and almost nothing really super memorable happened all until the last like 2 or 3 dungeons, and all of a sudden it was just like bam, multiple very important things happened. The first one was we killed another shambler, which is a big deal because we got a ancestors map out of it, and I talked a little bit about this in the last episode, and I'll just quickly say this here. This item is the gas. This is in my opinion one of the best items in the game, and I'm gonna say this really quickly. That's a heck of a turnaround, and I admit that, compared to what I had been saying in the early stages of this game. I had played some hours of Darkest Dungeon, quite a few actually, before I started this series, but I had never really dug into the behind the scenes, the underlying mechanics of how scouting worked. As I understood it, scouting was something that would kind of give you a little bit of a heads up about what would be coming down the hallway, but I thought the way it worked was you would find a trap, occasionally, just randomly, and other times you would find a hallway map, and then you would know the trap was there, and it would give you information on whether there was a trap there or not. And I thought that you could run into traps and then they'd be invisible. So there's 3 tiers in my brain for the longest time when I first started. There was traps you can't see, traps you happen to see, and traps you map out because you find a map. Right, you find a hallway or a schematic that tells you what the hallway looks like, and so you know everything. Sometimes you get lucky enough to spot a trap, though. Occasionally, it's what I thought. That's wrong. In this game, there's only 2 kinds of traps. There's fully hidden traps and traps that you found, and you can only find them by, you guessed it, scouting. Once I realized that, suddenly my understanding of the game changed quite a bit, because that really changes how the traps, like, you know, and the scouting part of the game works. It also feeds into, scouting is the only way you can find secret rooms, and secret rooms are a huge financial windfall if you have a key to go open them. Yesterday was the first time we found a secret room and we didn't have a key, which was a bummer, and I'd never opened a secret door, or I guess a secret chest, whatever, in a secret room while not having the chest to open it, and unfortunately we had to, and it had almost nothing in it, which really sucked, because if you do have the key, it's got some really good stuff in it, usually at least 2 trapezohedrons, and then in some cases it'll have a rare item. I believe it's usually 3 trapezohedrons, or 2, and then one of the 3 heads that are here, Dismas's head, Junia's head, or Barristan's head. But if you've got one of them, or if you've already got all 3 of them, then it can't roll one of those, I don't believe. And then you'll just get more trapezohedrons. But trapezohedrons are worth a lot of money. They're about 3,500 gold, which is a huge amount of money, and it makes up 2 gold stacks. That's a lot. So but either way, I severely, I admit this, underestimated how powerful scouting was. And part of the reason for that, in my defense, is because in the game, characters don't have a scouting chance baked into their character sheet, right? If I click on a character, I can see their max HP, their dodge, their protection, which is functionally their armor, how much raw damage they mitigate percentage-wise. Like if they get hit for 10 and they have protection 25%, then they're going to get hit for 7.5, which I think rounds up to 8. But all of these stats are baked into the character's identity, and you can access this outside of the dungeons, inside the dungeons, but there's nothing written anywhere on here about scouting chance. There is trap I guess trap removal chances, how I'd write that. There's trap disarm, the word disarm's there in yellow. There's trap disarming chance, but there's nothing about the scouting chance. It wasn't until somebody made a comment in one of my videos, I think it was Cole, it might have been somebody else, I'm trying to remember, I think it was Cole. He said, "Oh yeah, every mission you go into, if you have a person in your team, it doesn't matter which mission we're doing. I don't care. Just pick somebody. If you go into provision here, the top right-hand corner it says scouting percentage chance 25% generally. You see here it says 25% base plus 5% from quirk. This character happens to have a Warren Scrounger here plus 5% scouting chance in the Warrens. That was totally chance. I didn't plan that. I was expecting it to say 25%, but this was great and illustrative. The Warren Scrounger plus 5% scout chance in the Warrens. It's a sum. It's additive, right? So the way it works is, if I'm on a mission that's in the Warrens and I have base 25% scout, it doesn't matter how many people are in my team, you always begin with 25% base scout. 1 person, 4 people. I don't know why you'd ever bring less than 4 people, but maybe you're doing a challenge run or something for fun, but you always start with the base of 25%. But then if you have a quirk on one of your characters that increases that further, like maybe a Warren's Tactician, well, Warren's Tactician doesn't do that. Well, you just saw one. Let's just use the same character. The Warren Scrounger plus 5%, it adds to that. But you have an item like we saw here before. We got a taste for that when we started to use this tome down here. Where's it at here? Oh, I need to remove people's trinkets from last mission, don't I? Oh, maybe not. Sort by rarity. Did I sell it? We didn't do that, did we? Maybe I did sell it because I didn't think I did that. I swore I didn't. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of an issue here. I thought we kept that item. Maybe I sold it, and I can't believe I did. I talked about keeping it specifically because I wanted to make sure we had a backup. Either way, I'll figure it out. Oh, that's probably what... Something probably was stolen by the Shrieker. That's probably what it stole. I'll get back to that in a minute here. But anyway, there's an item that we found earlier, similar to the Seer Stone, right? One that was like plus 10% scouting chance, and it said plus 10% trap removal chance. And I was like, oh, that's cool. We'll try it out, see what it's like. And as I started playing with it more, and I started seeing these, more frequent chances of the hallways being open or being visible when you walk into a room where it kind of maps out ahead of time, I started to go, huh, that's kind of nice. And I mean, I knew it was nice, but it wasn't something I'd grown to rely on. It just kind of happened occasionally. Then I found this seer stone on a mission, and we went and did the mission specifically to try it out. And then I started stacking those, and suddenly, plus 10 plus another 15, I was looking at a 50-50 every time we entered into a big room to know what was in the next hallways. That started to matter a lot, and it increased the chance that we see these like rare like these treasure rooms. Then we just found the Ancestors map, and this is the item I was super excited about. So we beat a Shambler in the last episode, and we got the Ancestors map, which is literally better than both that tome I was just talking about that gave 10% trap removal chance and 10% scouting chance, as well as the Seer Stone, because this only gives 15% scouting chance. It doesn't give you the trap removal chance. So this item does all of that. It only gives plus 10% stress too, which this is just an incredible like Batman level utility item. This is just insane. It's not in any way, shape, or form a combat focused item, but that's fine, because what it does is great. But we got it from the Shambler, which is awesome, and we'll be able to use this moving forward. We'll have a 50-50 chance every single mission to just find more scouting. And if we really wanted to push it further, we could even take the old Seer Stone with us if we wanted. And then if you do the math on that, we're talking 15% plus an extra 25 plus a 25% base. You're looking at a 65% base chance of scouting every single mission. Plus, if somebody else brings stuff, if we have somebody else bring it, that's crazy. That's a lot of scouting. And it would essentially mean that at low tier missions, if we bring this on lower tier guys, we can essentially always know where everything is without any real true downside, because you don't really need strong trinkets at lower tier missions anyways. You're going to clear them just off of people's base abilities. So really, this is an insane boon. This is the most exciting thing that happened to us yesterday. I was very happy with that. But after we beat the Shambler, we were on a mission where I thought, okay, we're gonna struggle to beat the rest of this mission, because this mission, we're only like 2 or 3 rooms into this mission, and there's like 10, 12 rooms. How are we gonna do this? We had a shield breaker with us. We went to sleep, got rid of some of our stress. I was like, oh, I think we're done with those dreams. Those you know, the shield breaker has those nightmares where she gets attacked in the middle of the night. And even if you set up like, you know, bell traps, or like have a guard dog or something that can, you know, the night vigil with the Crusader, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's up and waiting and watching by the bonfire when your characters sleep. If your shield breaker's on the team and she has a nightmare, that's an attack from inside the camp, not from outside, so you can't protect against it. And so I was thinking, I hope we don't get invaded by this. I hope we don't get attacked by this. We did. And I was thinking, man, there's no way we're beating this after beating a Shambler, because the Shambler inflicts so much stress. And we had just removed a lot of it, but it's like, man, I don't know if we can beat this mission with this, because we had already spent so much food to kind of recover from that fight. Well, we somehow managed to pull it off. I mean, we beat them. I was very surprised. We beat those guys, walked out with another new item for the shield breaker, which was great. Progresses that storyline. And then further, I thought, okay, there's no way we beat the mission now. There's just no way, because now we're out of food. We're going to get hunger checked and just get obliterated by not having enough food to make it to the mission. We walk into another hallway, all of a sudden, somehow the next room, we beat the mission. I think we had literally walked through 40% of the room and somehow beat all of the different, what they call room battles. Somehow all of the room battles had front-loaded and been at the front of the mission. I've never seen that before, probably will never see it again, and somehow we beat that mission. Beat the Shambler, beat the last, you know, beat the next dream sequence, nightmare sequence, and somehow beat a mission that we had no business walking any further through, because we were about to get hunger checked. And sure enough, the next room, I chanced it, walked in the next hallway, got another hunger check. But further, we walked down the hallway, rolled a secret room. I was like, what the heck are the odds of getting a secret room? Now, the downside was we ended up not getting anything out of it because we didn't have the key, but that's all right. But that was all in one mission, and I thought there's nothing else that's going to top that for tonight. No way. Next week, the Shrieker shows up in our town, which is a rare event, right? Comes in and says, we have a Shrieker event. Would you like to go fight the Shrieker? I was like, you know what? We've never fought the Shrieker, never showed it on screen. I talked about how it appears the first time, and it could, like, you know, it appears, I think it's after like week 42 or something. It has the chance of spawning, and then the Shrieker is this giant raven that can, like, come in and either, like, there's like 3 different events that can occur. One is, you know, every character that you're on your team that dies and leaves behind trinkets that you don't scrounge, if you don't say, you know, grab them after your characters die, the Shrieker will make off with them and keep them. That way you've got like a challenge way, but still a cool way to recover your rare items. We couldn't do that yet because we hadn't had 8 trinkets drop yet that we hadn't recovered. But the other 2 ways that the Shrieker can happen are a little bit more random. One of them cannot occur until after week 42, which it occurred, and that's when the Shrieker randomly shows up and you can go and fight the Shrieker. It's just some random enemy that the game is telling you is out there that we could go and kill. And I ignored it the first time because I was like, yeah, we have no business fighting against that. That thing's pretty challenging. because it's not actually a level, it's just a boss. You immediately enter the level and fight a boss, and it just whoops you if you're not ready. But after that, thought, okay, we'll fight it the next time. And it did, it showed up. It showed up again. I was like, all right, I guess we have the option. Let's go beat it. We not only did we beat it, we were able to survive. Like, we didn't kill it, right? As I said before, I don't try to kill the Shrieker. A little known secret. I don't try to kill the Shrieker. I try to destroy the Shrieker's nest, because the Shrieker is treasure obsessed. And if you destroy the nest, and because the Shrieker always leaves after round 5. I know that from playing the game a few times. The Shrieker will just run. The Shrieker is abusive and oppressive and applies diseases. And all kinds of other really annoying things like bleed, enormous crits, hits you for disease, hits you for disease, bleed, crits, and stress. Just affects you with all kinds of annoying things. But the trade-off is, if you're able to survive, you don't actually have to kill it, which is kind of a little known fact. I only accidentally found that out because I didn't manage to beat it. But I was curious about like the nest, because it has some random nest you can deal damage to. Now, dealing damage to the nest is kind of, at first you're like, why would you ever do that? But I tried it one time just out of curiosity. Maybe it's all those years of playing old school JRPGs that have those like super weird little hidden bosses and off the beaten path thought processes that if you try something, maybe something cool will happen. And I tried it, beat it, and it had a really, a really good rare gold item. Well, it was a trapezahedron, like I talked about before. One of the most value, dollar for dollar, value over spots in your inventory items you can find. 3,500 gold is nothing comes close to that in the game. So I took it. I said nothing comes close. Technically, there's like that one, doesn't matter, but there is one rare item. I think that's worth 3,000 gold. But anyways, we beat it, and I was like, okay, sure. I'll go and I'll knock that nest apart, because if memory serves, it drops like a single trapezahedron. That thing dropped 4. That's 12,000 gold. That's an absurd amount of money, and kind of leapfrogged us towards our goal of hitting that 100,000, which I've been talking about the last few episodes, to try to get us to that point where we can live off of bank interest, because we bought a bank for the town. Further, right after that mission, and this is 2 missions right in a row, mind you, right? We beat the Shambler, had her dream sequence nightmare, beat it, somehow managed to get out, find a secret room, leave, fight the Shrieker. It's like, that's a lot of content real quick. But then the Shrieker attacks a second week in a row. Remember, the Shrieker has a rare chance of having that. It'll come in and it'll have like a Shrieker event where you can like win one of its items, and we won the Callous Talon, which is one of his items, right? But that's a separate event from one of the three. There's only 3 ways the Shrieker can appear in the game. One of them you can't control. It's if you've, well, I guess you can. It's the only one you can't control. At least 8 items, 8 trinkets on your team, 8 trinkets must have been lost. We haven't met that point though. We haven't met that requirement, because we've been lucky enough that we've been able to manage to save and scavenge our items. But the other 2 events, one happens after week 42. The other one is like a one-time event throughout your entire playthrough, is when the Shrieker attacks in the night. It's like the Thief in the Night event, and it will show up and steal 8 of your trinkets just randomly. And then after that, those trinkets are just gone until you go beat them. That's it. They're just gone. So we had the week 42 event trigger, which can happen more than once, which is the one where it's like, oh, if you want to go fight the Shrieker, you can get a rare item from it. And we got the Callous Talon. I was like, oh, well, we'll go beat it. We've never seen it. Let's go do it one time. The week after, immediately we get hit by the Thief in the Night. So it was like, it had a vengeance streak. It was like, okay, you're going to beat me. I'm going to go and attack you again. So I immediately followed up an attack, and we did it again, and we beat it a second time right in a row. And I say I beat it. I didn't kill it. We beat its nest twice. So we walked in there, got all of our items back, got 4 trapezahedrons, went in again, got 3 trapezahedrons a second time. And we went from having like 68,000 gold to 112,000 gold in 2 weeks. Massively leapfrogging forward in terms of our total amount of assets that we had for the team. Gathering this Ancestors map from the Shambler, getting this little Callous Talon, which admittedly I'm not really sure if I'll ever use, but it's a cool trophy nonetheless. We had one heck of a night last night playing, and I could not believe how far we leapfrogged ahead. I'm really excited to play through to see what we can do now, because after that much of a jump, like this Ancestors map is never going to leave my inventory. I'm going to use it in every mission moving forward, probably the same way with the Ancestors Candle. These are just insane items. So I'm really excited to see that, and I'm also excited to kind of see how we can develop what I like to call the freshman class, these low-level guys, now that I have these very powerful items to kind of help jump them up ahead really quickly. So you're excited about that? I hope so. I'm excited. I'm going to go ahead and look here and see. I think I said before I ended last night that I was going to look in here at our stagecoach and see what new heroes we have. I believe there was one hero I was interested in, which was a shield breaker. Does that ring a bell? Ruminator, Fear of Eldritch, no. Never mind, she's pretty bad. It wasn't her. Who was it then? Was it any of these characters? Natural Swing's okay. We like Natural Swing. See, like anytime we can actually increase our chance of accuracy, it's always decent. So this is a like a tier A. I don't talk about this ability enough. This is a tier A. This is a lockable. Like you could lock this and feel pretty good. This is as good as Warrior of the Light, which is a quirk I talk a lot about, which is the one that's like plus 10% extra damage whenever the light level is above 75%. I don't talk about Natural Swing that much because it's not really, how do I want to say this? It's not sexy. It doesn't look epic. Plus 5 accuracy is silently like always good. This is a reasonable lock on every character in the game. It's just not exciting in the same way. And I really need to sing this thing's praises a little bit more because accuracy governs everything you do in this game. And honestly, accuracy is probably the most important stat in the game. So plus 5 accuracy is pretty solid. Mankind Hater's okay, but it's not the kind of thing I'm like picking a character for. I thought it was funny on this character though, because this character is the bounty hunter, and his main ability is collect bounty plus 15% additional damage against humans. So he is a human hater of sorts. So it's kind of funny. He's on point. He's not a bad choice. He might have been who I was thinking about actually. This occultist has Torn Rotator, which is hilarious since he's mostly a range character. So this ability we don't really care about. We would take it fine. God-fearing is also good, and evasive is good, but like how good? When I think of evasive, most of the time when I'm thinking about are characters who are like the Houndmaster, the Grave Robber, and the Highwayman. And I guess to some degree you could also maybe argue the Man-at-Arms, who's more of a tank, but he appreciates a good dodge too, though, because he's trying to riposte and he's trying to mark himself and force people to attack him. But I don't know. I just think that evasive as a mechanic, evasive is the mirror, right? It's the sword to the shield of the accuracy thing we just talked about a second ago, right? Extra accuracy. Remember, it's an additive and subtractive game in this game. So in the game, if you have an ability that has a 100% chance to hit, it only actually has a 95% chance to hit. If you have a 200% chance to hit, it only has a 95% chance to hit. You can never get above a 95%. But that check is the last thing that happens. If I have an ability that has a 200% chance to hit, and my opponent has 115 dodge, then you do 200 minus 115, you're left with 85 chance to hit. 85 is below the 95. It doesn't get cut off because of that. It's just 85. Right? So the way it works is there's never 100% chance. You can't actually get to perfect hit chance. But the plus 5 accuracy, it doesn't really matter early game, but as the game progresses, enemies just have so much dodge. Like you get into just these random trash mobs, these random dudes will have 22, 25 dodge, a quarter of a chance that you'll miss on your random hits. This matters. It changes the game, right? If they have a 25% chance to dodge, that's 1 in 4 chances that they're going to dodge. If you have this, suddenly they have a 1 in 5 chance to dodge because now they're at 20% dodge functionally when he's attacking them. That can matter, right? It really can matter, especially the longer the dungeon is. He gets to attack more and more and more. So I think Natural Swing is something I haven't really talked a lot about. It's not because it's not good. I've mentioned it as something that I'm okay with, but it's just never been something I've been like, I'm going to lock this. But it is better than evasive because this is the other side of that equation, right? This is the subtraction part of it. But you might think, well, this is good though. This is always working. If this guy gets attacked by any 4 people, he'll always dodge. It's like, that's true. But you also have 3 other people that could get attacked, making this, during those attacks, 1/4 of the time this quirk does nothing because it's not tracking him, right? Because he's not the one being attacked. Whereas in the other case, your damage dealer, which is what a bounty hunter is more accurate. No matter who he's attacking, he's going to be more accurate. And you think, well, yeah, but he's only attacking 1/4 of the time. Doesn't that dynamic work both ways? And to that, I would say yes. But what I was saying was, this is just slightly better ability. It's better to think of it this way. Would you rather dodge more times or just kill your opponent now so they can't attack you? Right? Turns out the best defense is sometimes just to kill your opponent. And in my opinion, I think accuracy is more important than dodge for that reason. But to that end, suppose they were both equal in power level. I would much rather have extra accuracy on my damage dealer and extra dodge on my, like my rogue-like defensive characters who have more utility. And this guy's all about that, just absolutely killing a person. He is turbo killing people. This guy has some of the highest damage output in the game. So, in my opinion, this is where you'd want extra accuracy because you don't want him to miss. This guy is I actually don't think, this guy, every ability he has targets an opponent. Whereas the occultist doesn't target the opponent with his heal And then there are characters like the Vestal who target her own teammate with 2 of her abilities, and there are other characters like the it might be like the Antiquarian, the Houndmaster, and like the Man-at-Arms. They might have three abilities that don't target the enemies. It's all teammate related stuff. Those are the kind of people you don't need extra accuracy on, because you can't miss on your own teammates, which is not a trivial thing to say. That's not obvious when you start the game. You might think, maybe I could miss on my teammates. You can't. So having extra accuracy on characters who don't hit their own teammates or don't even target their own teammates is kind of a useless stat. So it really does matter who you're playing with. That said, I'm going to go ahead and look and see who we have and see if there's anybody I'd be willing to drop based upon what I've got here class-wise. I want to make sure I don't push myself past probably 2 of every class at this stage. We really want to have like 1 of everybody. Now we only, with the amount of classes that are in the game, we really don't need, more than 2 of every single person on the team, but we also can't get to 2 of every single class on the team. Because as far as I can tell, I'm not sure how many classes are in the game. Let me count real quick here. I've got a little wiki up here to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 17. Looks like 17 characters in the game. Well, 17 times 2 is 34, right? So that's 34 characters we need, 34 slots we need in order to get 2 of everybody. You can't do that. You only have 25 max slots, I think, right? Isn't that what this says? Full. And there's no way to actually check. I'm pretty sure we have that. I can check real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Oh, 29. Pretty close. 5 off. So we're 5 short of being able to have 1 or 2 of every class. One thing we can do is get a little closer to that by accepting the fact that the Musketeer and the Arbalist are functionally the same class, because remember, the Arbalist and the Musketeer were both released separately, and the Arbalist was the full release version of the character, but if you bought the game pre-release and supported the game back in like 2015 before it was released, you get the Musketeer replacement for the Arbalist, which is a cooler looking character. This character looks alright, but she's kind of like got like almost like a jester pair of like pants, like a poofy pants set with like, I don't know what, she's a crossbow person, but the Musketeer is running around with like a musket. It just kind of has more of an art style that I feel like fits the aesthetic of this more, whereas the Arbalist almost looks like she's like a, I don't know, like a medieval soldier. It kind of almost, but I guess the Crusader also fits that aesthetic. I don't know, but I just think the Musketeer looks cooler. But either way, looking at this team though, I really need to figure out if there's somebody I can drop for the for a few of these characters, because they are worth considering. I mean, Evasive is whatever, but Torn Rotator works pretty well in this class, considering almost every single thing he has is range, and it feels really good to lock a quirk that does nothing bad as a bad quirk. And God-Fearing is also fine too, right? We'll only pray for stress relief. We're okay with that, because praying is one of the cheapest things we can do to relieve stress, right? Cloistering people, putting them here in the piece through. Oh, I'm sorry, Transept is pray. For some odd reason, I flipped those in my head. Cloister is meditate. Okay, so meditation is okay. That's still okay, though. It's relatively cheap. And it's also a non-combat based negative quirk, right? It's not working against us while fighting. It's only annoying to deal with while we're in the town. He's also got Evasive, as I said, which is not exciting, but it's still usable until he finds a better quirk later. And remember, good quirks can't get locked the same way bad quirks can. Bad quirks are bad if they stay on the character for a few weeks while you're out and doing missions, because they run a risk of getting locked automatically and you can't do anything about it except pay through the teeth to remove them later. Good quirks have a higher chance of actually being good for longer because, well, I mean, not so good quirks that you don't care about as much, that you don't want to lock them, you can just leave them on the list, and eventually they'll just get knocked off by other good quirks. They don't get locked. Not until you manually lock them. So like something like Evasive is fine. I'm not bothered by it. It's all right. I mean, it's helping us technically. It's just not exciting. But I would be 100% happy with getting God-Fearing locked and Torn Rotator locked, because he literally only has Sacrificial Stab as a melee ability, and this ability sucks. It's just bad. Like, it's his melee ability. It's got a low accuracy base, 85% accuracy, and this is a level 2 ability, which means it starts the game at like 75% or something. It's just bad. It's a very low chance of hit. This is one of the worst melee abilities in the game. It does more damage to Eldritch, 20% extra, which is kind of neat sometimes, but this ability does extra damage to Eldritch and it hits 2 people. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of Sacrificial Stab. It's one of my least favorite abilities in the game. This and Dirk, is it the Dirk? No, I guess it's Nervous Stab. These two characters, their melee ability just leaves a lot to be desired. But all his other abilities are ranged, so this Torn Rotator, him having a Torn Rotator doesn't matter. He has 2 good bad quirks to lock. He's only developed 2, and they're both bad, and if they locked, I'd be happy with them all the rest of the playthrough. So he's worth considering. As I said before, the Bounty Hunter's kind of funny with Natural Swing. This is worth taking for Natural Swing. Mankind Haters, whatever. The Ansi's not good. We would have to remove that immediately. But he's worth considering, too. And we said, other than that, that's it. So the question is here, who would I want to get rid of if I was going to do that? And the answer is obviously to look at the classes that I already have these guys in and see if I have enough, if I have extra so I could drop them. We only have one occultist, but he actually is really good. He's got Beast Slayer and Luminous. These are 2 S tier, like some of the best quirks in the game. Extra, look, he has +2 speed and +5 dodge, whereas this guy just has evasive, which is just +5 dodge. It's just a strictly better version of evasive, but yeah. And speed is more important than dodge, right? Because speed dictates when you can attack. Dodge only dictates whether or not you get hit when you do get attacked. Going before your opponent is sometimes even better than dealing more damage than them, because you get to go first, and sometimes you can just kill them before they get the chance to even attack you, and the rest of the stats even matter. You just kill your opponent. Speed is probably the most important stat in the game. All right. Where the lights go? Oh yeah, we did really like this. So we do have a pretty good bounty hunter as well. He's got Warrior of the Light. Oh, the downside though is he's level 6. He won't get the chance to get used for quite some time. How in the world did we develop a level 6? We have a level 6. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I was thinking we had a level 6, because we do have a level 6 bounty hunter over here. I somehow thought this is the bounty hunter we were looking at. I was like, how is Bondeville rolling around with only 3 quirks total, and he's level 6? He's been around the bend quite a bit. Nope, I had the wrong guy selected. This is him. He has Warrior of the Light, which is good. He has Quick Reflexes, which is good, and we could lock that. If we did that, we'd want to get rid of Misses the Spot and Bloodthirsty and Perfectionist. He's got 3 bad quirks locked. All bad. Unquiet Mind, we'd want to get locked. We do want to lock this one. Mercurial, we don't really like, but it's not as bad as some of the other things. Divine Grace is, or I guess, Spiritual's okay. Fairweather Fighter is just bad. Daredevil's also pretty bad. The only thing he's got really going for him is Quick Reflexes and Warrior of the Light, which is, I mean, honestly, pretty good start. Quick Reflexes plus Warrior of the Light guarantees that he's got a solid start of good quirks to kind of work with for the whole game. He's already level 6, though. He's not going to get the chance to, like, really update these quirks for quite some time. I could keep him, right? There's a thought process here. You keep him because you already have 2 really good quirks with Warrior of the Light and Quick Reflexes, and then you kind of look at him as a project where you're going to have to start removing all these extra bad quirks for a while. The problem with keeping him is that he, as well as every other guy that's up in this high, extremely high level characters like this Crusader, they are dragging the average level of the missions that we're given up. They're increasing the average mission level up. And as I've said before, I like to cull my higher tier guys that start locking bad quirks. I usually have, like, in my brain, there's like 3 tiers of guys, or 3 like waves of guys when I play the game, regardless of their abilities. The first tier of guys, or the first wave, are the guys who, like, they just die, I don't care. All I'm using my guys early game for is trying to push dungeons to get as much money, as good items as possible. If they die, they die. They're just resources, I don't care. Then there's the second wave of guys who are the guys who actually can sometimes roll good abilities, and you kind of get attached to them because you try to keep them alive, you try to work with them and try to give them actual good quirks and stuff. But as time goes on, you kind of expect that they're going to have some issues, and over time they're going to struggle a bit. Then you might need to release them, but you might keep them if you can get away with it, right? There's that trade-off. This is that tier, right? These are the guys who I've had for a very long time. Ansgot is really unique. Anscott is unique. He's in that middle tier of guys, right? I'll talk about him in a second. I don't want to throw him away as opposed to Bondeville, who I might. I'll talk about why in a second. Then there's the third tier guys who are starting to develop now. The guys that we're developing now, they are the early freshman class. Like they're the third wave of guys who are super low. When I say freshmen, what I mean is they're all tier 0. They're all low level, or maybe 1 or 2. They're pretty early on in their career. They don't cost much money to teach new tricks, right? They're not old dogs. And remember, we talked about this. If I take a person to the sanitarium and I take a level 0 guy here, I can't even show you right now. We demonstrated this before, but if I take a level 0 guy like Burr in here and I put him in here in the treatment ward, it costs almost nothing to lock a good quirk or forget a bad one. But for somebody like Bondeville, somebody like Anscott, these guys have been around since the beginning of time. They're so old, they're very seasoned. If I try to lock a quirk for them, it costs an absurd amount of money. We're talking, it might cost 8,000 gold for one of these guys just to get a quirk locked or a quirk forgotten. It's a lot of money. So it kind of hurts to keep one of these guys around. It really does. Especially if they don't have good quirks locked. On the upside, though, with one of these characters, it might cost more money, but This dude already has 4, count it, 4 tier S quirks. Fast Healer's a joke, but he's got Clotter, which is a tier A. I say this was my S tier, my lowest S tier one. This is like the upper crust of A tier, like we're talking A+. But he's got Corvid's Eye, which is one of the best unique quirks in the game, right? There's a set of quirks that you can get that are related to the Raven. So he was there to fight the Raven, right? He fought against Corvid, the Raven. And because of that, he's got this random Corvid's Eye, which gives him +8 accuracy. I said before, +5 accuracy was good. He's getting +8. An 8% increased chance to hit on every ability. Then on top of that, just an extra 8% scouting chance. What? We were talking about scouting chance earlier. If you have the other guy with extra scouting, now we're looking at 65%. Now we're at 73% chance to scout every hallway. 3 out of every 4 hallways, we'll just know it's in it. This is a really good quirk. He's also got Hot to Trot, which is really good. And he's also got Luminous, which is really good. Hot to Trot and Luminous are 2 of the best quirks in the game. Throwing this guy would be a massive error. Yes, he's got Guilty Conscience, which sucks. Yes, he's got Slow Reflexes, which is not great. But he's sitting on a gold mine of good quirks. The sad part is, and this is one of the saddest parts about this game, you cannot lock more than 3 quirks, good or bad. So at some point, he's going to lose probably Clotter or, I don't know, Hot to Trot, one of the 2. I haven't decided which one I'm going to keep yet. I'm certainly keeping Luminous, and I'm certainly keeping Corvid's Eye. But I like Clotter. Hot to Trot's really good too. Man, this would be a guy I don't want to drop. And plus, he also has all his abilities already leveled up. Because if you remember, when we found this guy, he had 0 quirks. He had nothing going for himself because he was a prisoner that we found out on the Crimson Court. Every other character so far we've had has been somebody we found at the Stagecoach. He is the only character who we found and kept that is actually just some prisoner who he's got a cool backstory too. So I want to keep this guy if I can. Mondeville, though, as I said, quick reflexes, Word of the Light, he's doing okay. I mean, Spiritual's not really much of importance. He's already locked 3 bad quirks. He doesn't even have a bad quirk that I mean, he's got 3 I had to remove. Whereas Yen's guy only has 1 bad quirk to get rid of. I'm okay with him keeping Lazy Eye. He only has 1 ranged ability. So less accuracy on his ranged ability doesn't even matter. Heck, even if he wanted to use it, it's been offset by his Corvid's Eyes offsetting his Lazy Eye. He's got a Lazy Eye and then a giant Raven Eye on the other side. This guy's pretty sweet. I don't know. I can't justify getting rid of him. And Scott's sticking with us. Mondeville could probably go pretty reasonably, unless I wanted to really spend some money to kind of redevelop him. I don't know. It's kind of it's a reasonable argument to drop him. We'll have to see. Elsewise, who else do we have here? We have Carnot. Carnot's rolling around with Thin-Blooded, which is bad, Tone Deaf, which is fine, Deviant Taste, which is good, right? He'll only go to the brothel. That's fine. That doesn't affect us during combat. We don't care about quirks that affect you out of combat. Night Blindness does affect us during combat, but we often play with the torch above 75, let alone below 25%. So this won't even affect us most of the time. Plus, even if it did, his primary claim to fame is dealing damage in an AoE with an ability that has minus 75% base damage anyways. The reason we usually bring the Houndmaster is because he attacks a bunch of people for a piddling of damage, just a small amount, but he bleeds them. And Night Blindness decreases his raw damage by 10%. He already has a minus 75% on his damage. We don't care about the damage, really. We're really using him because he's absolutely annihilating people on bleed stacks, so Night Blindness doesn't really affect him. Tone Deaf is hilarious for him. He can be Tone Deaf all he wants because he's got a dog that's removing stress. Tone Deaf is the one that says that you get less stress relief from the Jester, and the Jester is the guy who plays the little lute that I affectionately call the clown banjo. It doesn't matter because when he's on the team, the Houndmaster is the primary stress reliever, so he doesn't really need to hear music when he's the guy. He's relieving stress through the dog instead of through the lute. So realistically, this is a fine one. He's actually got some pretty good things to have here. We don't want Torn Rotator to lock because a lot of his... Oh, actually, no, we're okay with that. Maybe that might be worth doing. Maybe we get rid of Tone Deaf or Night Blindness and hope that he locks Torn Rotator. Torn Rotator is a pretty good quirk for him to lock because he only has 1 melee ability in the game, and that's this Blackjack ability where he hits somebody with a club and then stuns them. But most of the time we're using the dog to attack. That's his only ability that's melee, so that might be a cool one to try to sneak in there. But looking at the rest of what he has here, Hippocratic, extra healing skills. He heals himself, but that's really not his goal. Skilled Gambler does nothing. Not really for us. Unholy Hater's cool, but useless on him because that seems like it could be my channel for this particular series. This could be my channel's quote or my catchphrase is "You can't bleed bones," right? Unholy creatures don't care about a dog that rips them and bleeds them. You can't bite bones, as this doesn't do anything. Ignoring stealth is cute, but like this isn't something that's like, whoa, you should keep this. Like this is a really cool ability and it's super unique. Yeah, only one character in your team can develop it. That's true. But anybody could develop it at any time, and it's not really a super rare ability. It's rare in the sense that only one person can have it, but it's not rare in the sense that when you see it, you have to keep it. Anybody can get it. It's not that big a deal. So this guy, as far as I'm concerned, he has no good quirks. Like no quirks that I'd keep him for. So he might be a drop. And that might be actually good for us too, because that'll allow us to kind of redevelop some better Houndmasters, because I don't like his abilities. I think his bad quirks are good. In general, they're pretty good. But I just don't see any good quirks out of me, so he's not really exciting to me. So we'll see. Dupe Squire was our new Houndmaster, and this dude is stacked. He's got Luminous, which is, as I said, Ace or S tier. He's got Quick Draw, which is A tier, extra speed on the first round. Pretty good on a character whose whole thing is, I'm going to send my dog out and deal as much damage as possible from the very start. Because you got to remember, on this character, I think Quick Draw is one of the best characters you can have it on. He starts the fight off, sends his dog out to attack 4 people immediately. Then the bleed starts. Then they all get to go. They immediately take a bleed stack at the start of the fight. He doesn't go after them. He goes before them, which immediately starts to apply those bleed stacks. I think this character's loaded of that. Plus, he's got Tippler in town to only drink, and he will not pray or flagellate. Well, if he's only going to drink, he can't pray or flagellate anyways, right? These are all stress-related activities. If he can only drink, he can't do the other 2 already, so this doesn't read anything. So if he locks these top 4 quirks, he's an incredible start as a character. He is a much better positioned character than Karna is long term, and he's lower level, bringing the overall maximum level of our entire team down, right, if you're comparing apples to apples here. So if I had to choose between the 2, which I'd keep, I'd drop Karna every day of the week. Yes, Karna is higher level, but just a weaker overall character long term. Well, weaker overall prospect, plus he is unfortunately increasing the artificial level of our missions to show more of these yellow tier missions and the red tier missions, which are the really high tier missions that we don't have any business doing yet. Let me go back out here and remove her from the list. All right, so he might be who we drop. Not to say that I need to drop him, but if I do drop somebody, it's probably going to be a higher tier guy if I can do it, because we don't have a lot of high tier guys, and I don't want to have a bunch of high tier guys forcing us into this, like, you know, upper atmosphere like missions that are just way above what we can really do reasonably. I want to level my guys up and have them have good quirks while we're on our way to get there. Yeah, he's got Clodder. He's not got mostly anything. This guy actually really disappointed me. Drew really disappointed me. He started with Clodder, which is crazy. He's got a 90% chance to not bleed, which is absurd. The Crimson, this is so funny. The Crimson Curse is subtracting part of it away, and he's still above 90%. Oh, that tells me something we never learned. Okay, so this class in general has 65% base chance to not bleed when affected by bleed effects, plus 20% from his own resolve level because he's level 2, so people gain plus 10 on every single level on like multiple of these abilities every level. They're just better at dodging things. So he's got 85%. Then you add in 15 quirk from the armor or the Clodder, so that's 65 plus 15 plus 10, so that's 80 plus 10, that's 90. So he's sitting at 90, right? Is that right, math? 65, 75, 80, 90. He's sitting... This is a little confusing. It's all what he looked like without the disease. I think the maximum bleed resist in the game is 90. So this guy literally just can't be bled, like, at all, which is hilarious. I mean, he can, but it's pretty rare to get bled on this character. That's hilarious. And we really like that because bleeding is one of the worst mechanics, or one of the worst status elements in the game. It can just wipe your guy over the course of like 2 or 3 rounds. All right, so... Oh, my YouTube reset here. Yeah, I think maybe the inclement weather outside, we were having some wind or something like that. Maybe the wind was actually causing us some issues there. I hope... Oh, no, actually, that wasn't YouTube. That was Twitch. Okay, YouTube's still doing fine. I guess I could have just asked John. He's still here in the chat. He could probably just told me. That's all right. All right, let's look here. Who do I want to drop? Doesn't look like I dropped my connection, so we're probably okay. Who do I want to keep here? Flagellants, whatever. Warden's Foe, Wheeled Foe, Unholy Hater. It's probably Gilpin, honestly. I don't really like this Grave Robber's ability. She's an easy drop. Nocturnal Witness. We don't really have anything good going on with our Grave Robbers. Our Grave Robbers are pretty mediocre. The weather's horrible outside. Yeah. Yeah. Prismatic Solidarity is actually hilarious, but not perfect for this class. I'd much rather this re-roll on another character. Tippler, misses the spot, risk taker. So she's got Tippler. I want to get rid of misses the spot, but I like her quirks so far. Misses the spot, we want to get rid of that. Why do they both have misses the spot? Get out of here with that. Resolution's fine. Are they both oh, never mind. Clutch hitter, Hippocratic, Natural Eye. So with her, I'd want to get rid of misses the spot and lock Natural Eye. These characters are both good starting characters. We don't really have much in the way of a decent... I mean, our Grave Robbers kind of just suck. Unholy Hater's okay, it's serviceable. Wield is cute. It can do some things on that specific mission. Stress in the Warrens and Flagellate. Flagellate isn't that big of a deal. It's not. It's fine. Again, I like the quirks that don't cause you problems in missions if you can avoid them. And this one is like that. The only problem is, as far as stress relievers are concerned, self-flagellating, as we know, is the most expensive one. The Penance Hall, it's the most expensive treatment to have. So if she only wants to be, you know, flagellated to kind of get over her problems, it's the most expensive character to do that with, or the most expensive stress reliever. So that kind of sucks a little. We talked about this character. I like Hot to Trot. Torn Rotator we could get rid of, or we could like let it sit. I don't know. Fear of Unholy we don't like. We do like Eldritch Hater, and we like Photomania. This character is a forever keep. Word of the Light is fine. As I said, I think I'd probably drop Bondeville and pick up this. I don't know. Bondeville does have quick reflexes and does have Word of the Light, but we're just not going to use him for quite some time. He's leveled out of our utility. We cannot use him for quite some time. And I don't want to just have people sitting on the roster that I can't even use, right? Like, it just feels bad. The only reason I was considering keeping Anscott, because this dude is loaded with quirks. And he costs almost... He has all of his abilities unlocked almost. Like, whereas Bondeville has two abilities I haven't even unlocked. And then one ability that has, like, you know, not a lot of points in it. And then he's got 3 bad... This character represents way more money. Right, way more spent money to get over things. Heck, I already spent some money to remove his stress just now. He's already costing us some money. I spent 600 gold to get him de-stressed this week, and I might not even have needed to. I might want to drop him. I think he might be our drop, because replacing him with this Sigmund guy here would probably be a good start. Eldritch Hater, lock that, lock in. I don't want clutch hitter. Quick reflexes. We would want to get quick reflexes. Get rid of. This is also a consideration. Montrever. She's got prismatic isolation, which is kind of random but not really important. Again, these special quirks that you get from fighting against. I think it's the thing from the stars. It's interesting, but it's not really like good. It's just interesting. I mean, I think prismatic isolation might be one of the kind of like weaker, because I don't know how important debuff resist is. I don't think it's that important. I mean, I can't really think of very many debuffs that matter in this game on us. Debuffing opponents is incredibly important, but we don't have a lot of people who like have temporary buffs that like are important to keep. As we said, evasive is okay. Quick reflex. Look at this. Evasive is +5 dodge. Quick reflexes is +2. And then we have Luminous, which is +2 of this and +5 of this, like the combination of the two. You can see what I'm saying. Like, Luminous is just gas. Because Evasive is already serviceable, and Quick Reflexes is 8, like it's A or S tier. Extra 2 speed is just gross. Because they only start, look, her base speed is 5. +2 extra. Or +1 extra. Why is she only getting +1? What's going on there? Does she have -1 speed if she's below 50% health? Okay, I guess they're counting that. But yeah, +2 speed, +1 or -1 speed when her health is low. And as I said, I think Winded is actually an incredible bad quirk to have. So that's actually something worth considering. So she's sitting on a good quirk with the problem is I don't like any of these other quirks. Honestly, she might be a drop, because she's got 1 good quirk on her and then 3 bad ones. So I'd have to spend a week being like, okay, I'm gonna lock Quick Reflexes, get rid of, I guess, Curious, hope that Winded locks and the other ones don't, or spend another 2 weeks getting rid of these bad quirks while holding on to a bunch of quirks that really aren't impressive. I mean, they'll get re-rolled, but I mean, I don't really care that much about it. I don't know. Hard Noggin's a funny one. Hard Noggin in general is pretty okay. I think Hard Noggin is one of those abilities that's really only good on like characters who have riposte. So this is fine, but I'm not excited about it. I'm not locking it. On guard's great. Wind is good. So, okay, this is a good one. Oh, she's the same class. Yeah, that might be what we do. Maybe we drop this character and then pick up this one. We already have her. What I'm saying is, like, level her up and work on her. Man, she's already got level 3 and multiple abilities. That feels bad to waste all that money. We're at that stage, though, where we're really considering cutting people because we actually have enough people that we can actually aggressively cut and just start picking people up specifically based upon the quirks that they have, and we can actually be aggressive with who we cut. And I'm going to do that here. So the 2 we're taking here, I am certainly thinking about the occultist. The fact is he's level 1, which is even more of a reason to take him. He's level 1. He has all of his abilities already leveled up to level 2, so that's less expensive to kind of take him. I could drop Motriver or whatever. Again, she doesn't really have anything I care that much about. I'm still thinking about dropping Bondeville, I gotta be honest with you. What is Theon sitting on here? God-fearing is a great one to lock. Beast Slayers are great, or Beast Haters are a great one to lock. So I could lock Beast Hater and remove Nervous, and then let the other ones just kind of roll. He's not doing too bad. His biggest thing right now is that he's level 4, which is annoying me because it's like he's dragging the max level of the missions up. Oh no, the Vestal's gotta go. Oh no. She rolled Corvid's Grace, which changed her quite a bit. She's got 6 dodge and plus 25% move resist. That's actually pretty solid. That might be worth keeping her for because I can lock this. Well, is she really the best person to have that on? I feel like Corvid's Grace is cute, but like most of the time when I think of Corvid's Grace, I think of characters who are like, I don't think Corvid's Grace is that good. It's okay on specifically like the Highwaymen, or maybe not that. No, maybe it'd be, yeah, okay. It's probably best on the Man-at-Arms, because the Man-at-Arms doesn't want to be moved around. Well, yeah, because he has abilities that require, like, whenever you pick his abilities, he's either going to be up front or up in the back. And then the extra dodge is cute on everybody. What I'm saying is it's the move resist part I care about. I don't know. I just don't really know if this is great on anybody. It's fine. It's definitely better than the other dodge abilities we were seeing, right? Plus 25% move resist extra on top of what was equivalently evasive, right? Because this is basically the ability evasive, which is plus 5 dodge, but an extra 1 on top of it. It shows you how weak evasive is, that you can just add plus 1 and give it move resist and it's still okay. Right? It's just okay. I just don't like quick draw in this class in general. Having my healer go first seems very goofy. And then she's rolling around with literally 4 bad quirks. I'm killing. Let's get out of here. She's been irritating me for a long time. Let's just get rid of her.
Those without the stomach for this place must move on.
And I'll get rid of Bondeville as well.
This one has become vestigial. Useless.
It feels bad because they're some of our higher tier guys, but as I said, by doing this, I've just functionally lowered the max level of all of our missions by quite a bit, and I've saved us quite a bit of money because I don't have to develop those characters. I can spend that money developing lower tier guys.
To fight the abyss, one must know it.
And so we know this guy's good enough to bring with us because he already has all of his like levels. He's already leveled to 2, even though he's level 1. He's already got all of his abilities maxed up. His armor and everything's maxed up at his current level, and he's rolling with 2 bad quirks that we're okay with locking. And then evasive is okay until we find something better. Same way with this guy who's rolling around with natural accuracy, or not natural accuracy. I kind of mixed the things together. Natural swing, which increases his accuracy. Mankind Hater's playable for now. Ansi we want to get rid of immediately. So if we were going to take this character, we would lock the natural swing and then get rid of Ansi. And then we would have to like aggressively pay attention to him to make sure that he developed good bad quirks as we went through. But that's okay, because that's the whole point, right? He's level 0, and we just dropped our other hunter, bounty hunter, so that we could pick him up.
The thrill of the hunt. The promise of payment.
And now we've lowered the functional level of all of our team by quite a margin. Like, look at the overall level of our team now. Now we have a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3, a bunch of 2s, a bunch of 1s, and a bunch of 0s. We're almost like at the back at the beginning of the game. But it's like kind of almost like prestiging, right? It's almost like restarting with extra value, because we have a bunch of level 0s again, but we have like just so many good items, and we can essentially spend a bunch of time now, right, developing our classes and making sure that we've got a strong group of guys to bring with us up higher tiers. I've already got some people in here locked in and working on that. I need to start working on maxing this out, the patient cells, things like that. I wanna increase the amount of busts. We need a few more busts in order to unlock another slot here. We need another one actually though, because I want to get. Is it the treatments? Yeah. So I need the patient cells for whatever reason. I need to unlock this, all 4 of these, to get all 3 slots of this. The first one you unlock out of the patient cells unlocks the next medical ward, the second medical ward. The second slot unlocks the second treatment ward. The third slot unlocks the third medical ward, and the 4th slot of the patient cells unlocks the final treatment ward. You have to go really deep to be able to get to that 3rd cork spot to kind of train your guys. It's kind of a pain, honestly. But that is our target. That's where I want to go next. I mean, that, and of course, I want to finish off the defensive side of our blacksmith. I can almost do that here. Let's go ahead and do that.
Fan the flames, mold the metal. We are raising an army.
I want to finish off our armor smithing and get all that locked in right now. All right. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and do some missions. Actually, I probably could have done that in a different order. Since we're spending all of our time developing people's quirks, leveling up the level 4 quirk is probably not as important right now because we don't even have any, or not quirk, but blacksmith. Focusing on increasing blacksmith stuff up to level like 4 and 5 doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense when I just culled every guy on our team that had upper tier skill sets. Honestly, does make me consider like taking Carnet, who I said I don't really like too much. I might just drop a few of these higher guys. I think I want to keep Anscott because he's just rolling with so many good abilities. But I talked about this Houndmaster being somebody I'm not really super excited about. He's rolling with Twilight Dreamer, which is okay, but the rest of his quirks, I don't. Okay, I'm gonna say this: Deviant Taste I like, Torn Rotator I like, Tone Deaf, Night Blindness, Thin Blooded, no, that's bad. But the rest of these are. All of his quirks over here, I don't care about on this class. He's not going to have infinite time to develop good quirks because he's already level 5. Not to say that you can't continue developing quirks at level 6 or higher, but it's a lot less frequent because you're not going to be doing missions at higher tiers nonstop with these guys trying to do them specifically to develop quirks. You're really doing them to like push and get extra resources. These guys are developed guys at that stage. So he's a character I'm considering dropping as well. And if I drop him now, again, he will also massively lower the average level of our missions. Of course, you might be thinking, then drop Anscott. You've already dropped everybody else. Why not just drop him too? Dude, he's got every good quirk ever. And he's locked literally a good bad quirk, another good bad quirk, and slow reflexes I don't want, but I can get rid of that. If he locks one more bad quirk, this guy has literally hit not monopoly. What's the word? What is the word for that when people play like the lottery? Wow, my brain. He's hit the lottery on quirks. I'm keeping that guy. Dayon has Beast Slayer and God Fearing, and then everything else is pretty mediocre too. I don't know. He's got a little bit more time to develop though. I'm gonna drop Carnet. I'm gonna drop him.
It is done. Turn yourself now to the condition of those poor devils who remain.
All right, and then we can just focus on developing the rest of our class here. And I'm not gonna really worry about hiring another person here because there was nobody by my estimation that I even liked other than those two. I'm not gonna force myself to take characters who have bad quirks. I'm just gonna let them go. Let's go do a mission. I've talked for about an hour now. I'm ready to play. All right. What do we got going on here? Any quirk or any missions that I really need to do? Well, we are priced into doing a lower tier mission now because I've culled all of our guys that were tiers 2 and 3. We can't even do these upper tier missions anymore. So we're gonna go do this mission right here. We're gonna go do this exterminate mission, this long mission at the Cove, in order to try to get as much resources as we can and kind of get above that 100,000 mark again, so we can start saving some money again. And this is also good too because it'll let us go get Suffering's Collar. It's an item that we've somehow managed to not get. We haven't really got any good items yet for the old Flagellant. We haven't got Suffering's Collar. We haven't got Eternity's Collar, or Eternity's. I think it's Eternity's Collar. A few items that I'd like to get in this class. One thing I will say though is we actually do have his best hidden item, which is, I mean, we have Dismiss's Head, which is insane on the old Flagellant because he turns stress into value instead of actually doing the opposite like everybody else does in the game. So this is the mission we're going to go do. It's going to be a harder mission, so I'd like to bring a crew of guys who are a bit stronger. So I will bring guys like, so I think, remember this is a green tier mission, so the maximum level we can bring are level 2s. So these are both level 2s that both apply Blight, which is good at the Cove. And then we probably want to bring some people that deal armor piercing. So we can do this in a few different ways. This might be a good opportunity to bring like my Grave Robber and start to develop her a bit. and as well as mod it. Oh, I can't bring mod it though. I mean, I can, but she just already has 50% stress, which is just awful here. Maybe, huh? This is an interesting question. It's a longer mission, so I kind of have to bring like 1s and 2s, or at least all 4 1s. I'm not bringing any 0s to a mission like this. I need to not look at those guys. If that's the case. Oh, we have Foe here. Foe skill. Resolution and Dark Temptation. These are both abilities I'd be okay with locking, so we're okay with bringing her. What I'm saying here is she's got 0 stress, and she's got 2 bad quirks that we're okay with locking, so I'm going to bring her with us and hope that she locks them, right? We're bringing her because, like, hey, come with us. Lock those bad quirks while you're in the mission, and then they're forever with you. And then I can start developing your other stuff. Whereas with Modit here, she's got higher stress, and she's got Deviant Taste, which we want to lock, and we've got Flagellant, which we want to lock. But unfortunately, she's also got 50% stress, right? This 50% stress makes it a little bit less likely that she's going to survive the mission, because she might go over the top and just die. There's the argument to be made. I could literally just bring both of them. You could do that. Winded is good, Off Guard is bad, Light Sensitive bad. We are not bringing Campbell until we can remove a few good quirks from him. Remove quirks from him. He's got Winded and Beast Slayer. Light Sensitive is bad, Off Guard's bad. Balance is mediocre. This is also a character we could reasonably drop. The thing is, Winded is just so good as a bad quirk that it's worth keeping for Beast Slayer and locking Winded and then removing Light Sensitive. I'm just trying to make sure I don't bring anybody with me that would lock a quirk that we're going to regret. Gordon Rotator is not what we want to see. Witness is Find a Lock, and Nocturnal is not what we want to lock, but we wouldn't cry if it happened. These are backliners, so that doesn't really do anything here. We do have Mr. Occultist, which is a weird one to bring in the front line, but we can bring him in the line. We can put him in front. It's not really a common thing to do, but I'm going to do it because he's got all 4 of his abilities. So I can say I'm going to get rid of Vulnerability Hex, and we're going to give him Sacrificial Stab, and we're going to give him Hands of the Abyss, which was an ability I very rarely use. And then maybe I'll give him, I don't know, I could give him probably Vulnerability Curse. So this is a character who I very, and I mean very rarely, to the degree that I've literally never done it on this stream. Never in one of my videos have I ever had this character in the front slot. I'm going to give him all of his front abilities here. Sacrificial Stab, I'm going to give him Hands for the Abyss, which is an ability I've never even used on the stream. This ability has the ability to stun somebody, and it has a high chance of critting. It lowers the torch, which is kind of an interesting mechanic, but still got his heal, so we got 2 healers on our team. Actually, 3 healers. Yeah. This is going to be... And the thing about bringing this character, though, is remember, the Occultist deals extra damage against Eldritch, so his stabs will hit. We just want to make sure that we bring an accuracy item so he can actually hit this time around, because he doesn't hit as accurately as some other characters do. And then my... I'm going to put the Antiquarian on Ancestors map duty. We did lose that stupid book, though, unfortunately. I talked about that before. I said I was going to talk about that later, and I forgot to. Corvid, or rather the Raven. As I said, we had that mission happen where it stole 8 of our trinkets, and then we got back, we recovered 8 of them. But you recover the best 8 that were stolen. And so he had already stolen a few before, not from us, but like from our dead characters over the course of the entire game. And I was like, where's my book? Well, when we went to go find him, he probably had like 11 of our trinkets, because he had just stolen 8, plus he had 3 that he had picked up over the course of the entire game. Well, one of the ones that he didn't return to us, because we recovered like the top best 8, one of the ones we didn't get back was that book, which really sucks, because I was like, I want to keep this thing in case I don't have the Ancestors map, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, from here, I'm going to give this guy, as I said, I'm going to give him the focus ring. That way he has a higher % chance to crit. Or, sorry, that's true too, but higher chance of accuracy. Because I said before, I hate how Sacrificial Stab only has an accuracy of 2, or 80. Level 2, accuracy of 85%. This will increase it to 95%, which will then make it so that has the highest percentage chance to hit that he functionally can have. And he has a nice crit on it too. It's already got a crit percentage chance of 10. So I gave him this, it gave him a 12% chance to crit. Now he's going to like crit like a mad guy. Every 4th hit will crit. I could also give him another item that helps him crit if I really wanted to lean into that. I don't know if that's really necessary. It might be better just to give him some protection, like a protection ring or something like that. Because this guy's going to be really susceptible. I mean, he's got 23 health. I guess this is a lower tier mission. It's not that big of a deal. Maybe I just give him extra dodge. He's getting -8 dodge from this this crit ring. That's annoying. I don't like that. This accuracy ring is making him a little bit worse. I could also just give him the Eldritch Slayer's ring, and then he's just going to hit like a train. The problem is, it's also removing his dodge. Yuck! More likely to hit, more likely to get hit. It's not a great look here. Do I care? I don't think so. Let's go try it out. Oh, I guess I could give him the Ethereal Crucifix, right? Because then he's gonna hit like crazy, right? Because this gives plus 25% damage to Eldritch. Or I could just like give him the Eldritch Slayer's ring and then give her both of those two things. That'd be fine. Yeah, that's fine. Oh man, her max HP is suffering. She's got 16 max HP now. We're gonna have to pay close attention to bring. We need to bring food and make sure we heal people. Then these guys are gonna hit like absolute trains though when they hit. They're gonna kill everything that they touch, like almost instantly. That might be an oversell or an overkill here. It might be better just to not bring the Ethereal Crucifix on her, or maybe just bring that and remove the Elder Slayer's ring. Yeah, I can be sold on that. Her dodge is not suffering from it. Actually, she's already got no dodge. She only had 8 dodge to begin with, so this removes. She has an 8% chance to dodge. Now she has a 0% chance to dodge. Whatever. She's not gonna dodge. She wasn't gonna dodge in the first place, right? And then I can give her the Surgical Gloves, which increases her accuracy and crit by a large margin. And that's kind of this character's whole thing is critting. She likes to. So that'll help her in that way. And then after that, oh, I might sell this Poison Herb. We don't need 2 of those. Sell it so I can start building that reservoir of money up here. From here, I am going to actually bring the Blasphemous Vial because this character's going to need to stun perpetually. Since we have 2 super, like, you know, susceptible to being instant gibbed characters up front. These 2 characters up front are super weak to damage. But they're going to be dealing an enormous amount of damage, so I can kind of glass cannon them, and then have this character in the back throwing out double stuns and just stunning 2 people while the other 2 deal with the front line. This character can deal with the 2 in the back, and then we'll have our Modded character, our Antiquarian, or not, Marisco, our Antiquarian. Her name is Marisco. We'll have her focus on using the old classic thing you do on the Antiquarian, which is spamming the Vapor's ability, so you can constantly dodge. I do need to go back and make sure I level up the remaining ability here on our Plague Doctor. Our Plague Doctor can level to level 1 more level up. Let's do that now. Our Plague Doctor can level 1 more tier on all of her abilities, and there's no reason to not be as prepared as possible. What do I have locked in this character? She has access to every ability. Let's do. I think I don't really need extra damage. We've already got enough of that. Let's just go like this. Disorienting Blast and Blinding Gas are both stun abilities, and then we've got Plague Grenade, which does a lot of damage to the back line. This character will never need to attack the front line because we've got 2 characters that are going to be absolutely decimating the front line. And then having Battlefield Medicine is always good, just to kind of offset the bleed and all those other things. Like, losing a character out of nowhere is the biggest concern with this team. Just a character just taking a big crit and then just dying from a bleed stack, and having Battlefield Medicine to offset that bleed is always good. Oh, I said that, and then I didn't level the other abilities. What am I doing? Let's get this selected as well. Boom, boom, boom. All right, there we go. We got it. Unfortunately, back down under 99,000. Trying to sell items to get us above that, but that's okay. I could just sell another item. It doesn't matter, but yeah. Okay. What do I want to bring on this last item for this Plague Doctor? What is the last item? Poison Herb is cute, but not necessary here. Most of the enemies are going to have really low resistances anyways. We don't need extra crit. I don't think there's anything I'm really looking to do here. I could do like Tough Ring, extra max HP, extra, like, you know, less damage overall, more stress, more protection. It's not a terrible thing because this character's not like really going to be our hyper focus when it comes to like damage dealing. She's just going to be constantly stunning. I guess in that way, maybe a thing that helps stun. We already have that though. That's what the Plague Doctor's Blasphemous Vial does. What do we want? I guess I could give this character the other Eldritch Ring. Or did I give these both the Eldritch Ring? Eldritch Slayer's Ring I did. Maybe I take the Eldritch Slayer's Ring from him and give him the Ethereal Crucifix instead. And then I'll give the Eldritch Slayer's Ring. I can be sold on that. Everybody's dodge is so low already, though. It's so funny. All right, okay. All right, this is fine. And let's get in there, I think. We got our items, and I think we're going to be as ready as we could possibly be. That's not the right mission, folks. There we go. All right, this is a long mission. And I've talked about this a bit, but I've kind of changed my tune on this as well. Something I've talked about a lot is how much food I usually bring. On an easy tier mission, I usually bring 8, and then a medium tier, I usually bring like 12, and then like on a long tier mission, I usually bring like 16. And I usually up it by like 4 if we don't have a dedicated healer. And I think that's a pretty good, litmus, or a basic thing here to be like, okay. Remember, we also start with food now because the granary, that's so incredible. That's so awesome. We just start with some food. But why are we starting with 7, though? I thought it was 8. I mean, whatever. But anyway, we're going to go to 8 here. So that's the starting amount. And this is a long mission, though, so we increase that to, like I said, like twice as much, right? So we're looking at 16. But we don't have a dedicated healer. I mean, you could say the occultist is, but he's going to be dealing damage. He'll use weird construction occasionally, but I don't really plan on it being the case. There's really no downside to just bringing a bunch of food. Remember, the only thing that kills this team is just out of nowhere taking an enormous amount of damage. We have enormous amounts of damage on our team, but we also have very, very weak guys. So we want to make sure that people are topped off between fights. We don't have like a Vestal to just keep a bunch of fat guys rolling without dying. We need to make sure that people are kind of up and going. So we're going to bring the maximum amount of food. As far as torches are concerned, this is a long mission. We really do need to bring the 8. Twice, it's a short mission twice. Basically, that's what a long mission is, a short mission twice. And then we'll bring our shovels. I usually try to bring 4, maybe 5 on a longer tier mission, but I'm just going to bring... I could drop 1. It's not that big a deal. I just don't like to bring more than 4. Or bring more than 5. Bringing 5 is nice because then you can immediately use one and then you're not wasting a slot anymore. If you bring 6, then you feel bad because then you have to use... If you don't get to use one, then you're like, do I drop 2 shovels? That's 500 gold. Dropping 1's not as hard. Then you immediately drop down to only 1 slot taken up by shovels. I don't need anywhere near that much anti-venom. Just 2 is fine. Maybe 3. You can make the argument that maybe 4 is also good, but I just don't really care. I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up whether or not it's worth bringing that many. I'll bring 4 skeleton keys, or I guess 3, I mean to say, because generally speaking, as I said before, on like these longer missions, you're almost guaranteed to see 3 treasure chests. It's just 4 is sometimes good because occasionally you'll have like the random treasure room spawn. Actually, you can make the argument that now we need to start doing this more because now we're going to see more treasure rooms spawn, these secret rooms, because we have so much scouting chance. So maybe I do need to up that to 4 now. And over time, that'll probably offset the extra cost because it's an extra 150 gold a mission or 200 gold every mission. It's not that big of a deal though, because those like treasure rooms that you find occasionally will be filled with so much money that it'll offset the extra little bit of 200 gold that you're wasting every mission. And then of course I need to bring some medicinal herbs. I don't have any of those selected. 3 is fine. You can argue 4. I wouldn't fault you for that. Sure, I'll bring a 4th one because maybe we use it on a dead fish and get some extra food out of it. Yeah, I think that's good. Let's go. Got all of our abilities selected correctly. These are level 2s. I think these are all the abilities I want on you. You've got your stuns and you're level 2. You're both level 2, so you should have all level 2 abilities. Yeah. Let's go. Let's get in there. The fish folk's scaled skins affords them increased resistance. Okay. To bleeding attacks, yep.
These salt-soaked caverns are teeming with pelagic nightmares.
Relatively nice roll.
They must be flushed out.
This is a relatively nice roll in terms of the overall mission. It's mostly a straightaway, which is good. Antiquarian. Oh no, we didn't bring blood. She's craving too. Man, we need to find blood fast. Man, I messed up. That's where you get caught sometimes. You're not paying attention. Man.
Curious is the trap maker's art. His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
That's annoying. Oh, look! Ask and you shall receive. Bloodsuckers. We get to kill one of these, maybe we get to walk away with some blood. That's funny. Alright, you guys gonna get to attack all your attacks first? Man. Alright, these guys have really low chance of stunning here. I'm gonna throw the plague grenade. Maybe it hits. No, it won't even work against these guys. What am I saying? Maybe I just stun you here. I don't know. That's fine. Go ahead and use the anti-venom, get that off of you right now, and then we'll start spamming, do I heal or do I give people dodge chance? I think I'll do dodge chance here. And then here, I'll just try to kill one of these guys immediately if I can. Wow, that's like no damage. But these guys aren't Eldritch, so that lines up with expectations. Light was good there. Yep. Yep. Fighting these guys kind of sucks because they're all bleeders and all of our guys are blighters. It's unfortunate how things worked out in this mission. As the first set of fights, it's going to be tough to fight these guys here. I can't stun these guys in the back. They've got a really low chance of being stunned. So that kind of sucks here. I guess I just heal somebody. I could. I don't know. I need to just stun things immediately, but I can't stun that guy. So I guess I just heal. So this character's like super bad against these guys. Oh, 6 crits, nice. This character is very, like, one of the worst characters in the game against these bloodsuckers. Because this character blights and doesn't really bleed anything.
As the fiend falls,
great job.
A faint hope blossoms.
We really need this guy to be dealing damage this mission, and him dealing damage there is like a good sign. Because he doesn't deal, he's pretty inaccurate a lot of the time, so let's finish this guy off, hopefully.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Alright, and then there's a number of things I could do here that are like related to healing, and I could do, you know, fortifying vapors to increase our chance of, like, you know, I don't know. I just feel like dodge is probably better. Because I don't want to get the Crimson Curse if I can avoid it. Yep. Yep, that sucks. Still been very fortunate we haven't caught the Crimson Curse yet, which is insane. And then I'll just heal. Again, this character can't really do anything in this fight. Okay, you don't want to be healed, I guess, because you get the Crimson Curse and you're freaking out. Fine. I need to get some blood for that character, like, ASAP. She's freaking out. Nice damage, dude. Alright, I'm just gonna go for raw damage here. Kind of hoping that would kill him. We're such a low level, though. Yep. Alright, do I go for damage on this character? Wow, that might kill him. 2 damage per round. He's gonna die. Nice job. Antiquarian coming in hot.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Then here, I'm gonna let the other guys on the team deal with killing this guy and use our weird reconstruction to heal her up. Get her back to heal. We need her health back up. She's pretty low. Nice!
Disadvantage. Give
Blood?
them no quarter.
Blood? Blood? Yeah! Yes!
Ghoulish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Never punished is really good here. All right, so she can drink her blood when she needs it now. That's fantastic. If I wanted to, I could. You know what? I'm just trying to decide if I want to actually go and fight somebody first or how I want to handle this. What are trying to check and see if there's any reason to camp early. Get some extra buffs, you know, kind of roll over the enemies really quickly. I don't think, well, most of our camping abilities are mostly defensive, like reactive, you know, things that remove stress, things that, like, you know, they're kind of triage things that help us later. We don't have very many aggressive ones. We're never going to be able to come back to this room, so we kind of got to look at this now. We got to open this now. So I'm going to open this and then determine if I'm going to use a firewood or not here. I might not. I don't know. We don't know. Okay. Awful. Put enough space for all that. Got another shovel. That's funny. I guess we can drop the gold. The gold's not that important here. I guess, no, that's not true, right? Because gold, we can carry way more on this mission than normal because we have the antiquarian. I know, 100 gold's a pittance, though. I don't care that much about that right now. Let's just go on. This is fine. One portrait's not going to kill us to leave behind. I don't care that much. All right, let's go out. We're going to have a fight immediately again. All right. Dude, those bloodsuckers being at the very first fight was great. Don't hit us. Come on. Ah! I hate that ability because it immediately lowers your dodge for the rest of the fight. Yep. All right. I'm just going to go for a kill here. See, it sucks because I built our team around dealing extra damage to Eldritch, and we have literally run into no Eldritch guys, and this whole level is supposed to be Eldritch guys. So
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
all right, I'm just gonna try to cheese stun just this guy, because he hasn't attacked yet. Might as well skip his turn. Yep. Yep. Go ahead and use our one of our bandages real quick here, and then we will start dodging here. Probably start aggressively removing some or healing people up a little bit here. I guess I didn't need to use that bandage because I've got a person that can heal and remove bandages, or I guess remove bleed, but that's okay. All right, Adder's Kiss, I guess here. Put as much blight damage as I can on him. Maybe I'll just kill him. He has protection, doesn't he? Yeah, it sucks. Vulnerability Hex is really unnecessary against that guy. He has armor, not dodge. That's not the problem. He does have 2 dodge, but it's pretty much irrelevant here. All right, go for the attack.
A devastating blow.
A crit was unexpected, but that's great. We'll take it. That means that he's dead this round, which is great. Slice and dice. Oh, nice dodges, though. Yep, Blanker Fire. Man, he's hitting all of those, too. He is hitting all of those. I'm just gonna go... What's this? He's not gonna die next round either. I'm just thinking about whether or not I'd like to take some time to heal. I think I'm gonna heal. Be a little greedy. Yep. That ability has not missed once. He's hit us for so much damage, and he's done like no work to earn it. Like no work to earn that. That's so. He's hitting for 2s. This other guy's hitting for 4, 8, whatever. Across, I guess 8 across the entire team. Get out of here, dude. Stop. 17. Let's go. Big heals. Let that guy just. You need to get out of here, dude. Just get out of here. Just die.
Continue
no more
the onslaught.
randomly hitting everybody
Destroy
for 2s and 3s.
them all.
I'm gonna not attack him. I'm gonna let him bleed out on his own from the poison, and I'm gonna try to cheese in an extra or sneak in a little heal if I can. If he doesn't go first, if he does, he does. Oh no, we got another heal in here. That's great. I'm healing the guy that has full health already because the idea is to heal the other guys afterwards for a lot more because he has a much bigger heal. And then I will heal her with her own ability, and then everybody else, you know, if he dies, he dies on his own. Yeah, we all got the chance to attack before him. That's wild. Ancient antique.
Seize
Good.
this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
We'll take that. We'll leave the money. Again, that's 275 gold we left behind. Whatever. It's not ideal, but until I really need to, I'm not gonna worry too much about it.
The light, the promise of safety.
Money? 750 gold. Now it's worth thinking about. Now it's actually worth thinking about. So now I'm gonna drop the bandages, take the money. And then after that, I'd love to drop the blood, but I don't have that. I don't have that luxury. I have to keep it. We're also not at a point where like food is something I really want to like drop because I've been hunger checked into the ground the last few days I played. I might just drop the shovel. I mean, I said before, I don't really need that many shovels. Like, I'm okay with dropping one. The other one was a free one anyway, so I didn't even pay for it, so I don't care. Okay, you need to relax. Just drink the blood and shut up. Look, need a shovel immediately. I said it, and then we needed one, like, immediately. That's how the game works.
Another mariner, another misfortune.
All right, dude, you got me on that one. But see, the thing is, like, the shovels are, you know, you can't really know it's gonna, like, look at this, 2 shovels in it. Come on, game. You can't know that's gonna happen. It's just random. Okay, the game is actually intentionally trying to piss me off. I'm just gonna say that right now. I dropped 2 shovels and then immediately needed 2 shovels after multiple missions here of not needing shovels. And then after that, in addition to that, I built my team to deal extra damage to Eldritch, and I fought 3 battles. Every one of them has not been against Eldritch, and this mission is like 95% Eldritch, guys. Stop. I get it. I'm in on the joke. I get it. Stop. All right. Try to kill the guy that deals all the damage. He's obnoxious. Get him out of here before he starts hitting everybody with like his annoying blanket attack cover fire crap. No more of that, please. All right. Now I'll stun one of them. Stun him. Let the other one hit. Sure. Do your thing. It's a lot of damage. And a bleed too, huh? Alright, get rid of that bleed right now. No bleeding. More dodging, please. You can see how much different this fight will be whenever we're not getting hit by that blanket fire ability. That ability he uses where he shoots and hits multiple targets at once is super obnoxious. It decreases your dodge, and then he just keeps hitting you with it, and then it makes it worse and worse. If you don't take care of that guy super fast, he can just roll over you because he makes the rest of his team hit harder too. Try to kill him. Then the only guy that's worried about is this one guy in the front. Nice dodge though, man. Okay, what's your dodge? I thought it was 0. Yeah, why does he have 26? Oh, he has 26 dodge because she's been spamming dodge. Right, of course. It's almost like that's how the mechanic works. All right, now I'll use you to heal her. Breeze pretty bad. Probably gonna bleed him too. Nope, no bleed. Okay, so it's just a generic heal. Okay, we dodged 1. Take 1. That's okay. Use a heal. See, I'm like healing every other time because even though he hit us once, everybody else has got like a heal, which means that like we basically get to sneak in an extra. It's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back every time. So even though we're taking damage, we're still like making damage and also bringing our guys back up to full, which is why we're having trouble, believe it or not, with our spots. We actually have almost full items. 26 crit, good lord. That's why we're having such a hard time actually holding spots, because we've actually not needed to use our food or anything else for emergency recovery. We've been doing a really good job healing up. Oh, hey, Steven, I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't see you in chat. I never liked taking more than a stack of shovels. Yeah, I always try to bring 1...
Surgical precision.
I'm sorry. 2 on, like, low-tier missions. 3 sometimes. And then, like, as you go up higher, the further... Like, I don't mean low-tier missions. What I mean is linked missions, right? So, like 2 on an apprentice mission, or I guess a short mission. Let me say that correct now. Wrong axis of analysis. On a short, I'll try to bring 2 or 3, and then like 3, maybe 3 or 4, maybe like a medium, most of the time 3, and then 4 on a longer mission. But bringing a 5th one is not a huge problem, because if you bring a 5th one, you can use it immediately, and then you're back on a stack of 4, and you've like it's almost like, you know, whenever you pour chocolate milk for yourself as a kid and you let it go all the way to the top, and then you kind of let that, like, what do they call that? It's like how like the more viscous the material, like the water is, the more viscous like the liquid is. Like, it has the bigger bubble that it's like holding on to this. I used to know the term for that. It's like a science term. But what I'm saying is, you're basically going over the top and you're overfilling your slot, expecting to immediately use it and not being that bothered if you have to drop it anyways. It's like it's not really a cost to bring a 5th shovel. Yes, I mean, there's literally a cost, right? It costs 250 gold. But what I'm saying is, it's not really affecting your bottom line long term. And sometimes it can be used to some effect, because you'll end up in a situation where like you can use it to break into like a cabinet, or maybe like you have a weird wheeled mission where there's like 4 trees and there's 2 gravestones, and you're just like, oh, I actually can deal with this. Oh yeah, the casual 28 crit and the bleed. That makes a lot of sense. Good lord. How much bleed you put on her? Oh, next. Okay, that's fine. I don't know what the variance is, but normally I don't need very many. But then sometimes the game will scream with like 5.
Creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
That's kind of what my point was. That I try to kind of be prepared. I'd rather be on the upper end of things than be on the lower end. You know, I say, oh no, I just failed my antiquarian. I don't really care about portraits, like, that much right now, right? I guess portraits are 2 portraits is worth more than 1 port crest. We'll go with this. What I'm saying is, right now my inventory is stock full of stuff that I actually want to keep for now. But what I was going to say about, like, me as a player, and I was saying, well, I guess I say that I try to be extra prepared, but I actually run a little lower than what people usually recommend for food in a lot of missions, which has bit us a few times, but it's also saved us money over the course of the game. A lot of times I'll say I'll bring 8 on a low tier mission, and I think a lot of people recommend that you bring 12 on regular missions, and then bring like 16 on like longer or like medium ones, and like bring 20 on long missions. I just never felt like I needed that much. Yeah, sure, if you need it for the extra healing, but a lot of times if you just bring a healer, you can kind of offset it. That's why I often say I'll bring 8 on a regular mission. If I don't have a healer, I'll go to 12. So I run like 4 lower than what everybody else online appears to recommend. Just haven't seemed to need it. All right. Okay, this is a real fight. These guys are kind of an annoying crew of guys. Stress hasn't been an issue yet, but I don't know. Stress has not been an issue yet, but we don't have any meaningful way of dealing with it. So I'm going to take out... Well, it doesn't even matter if you're just going to miss. Okay, well, we're missing too, so I guess I can't really complain that much. Alright, I'm going to take out these Eldritch guys, because that's why I brought this dude. I loaded him with Focus Ring and Ethereal Crucifix, and he should be killing this guy. He should hurt him, hopefully, hard. 7's pretty middle of the ground, but it's still enough to kill him with 2 hits, so I'm okay with it. He is also only level 1, so we have a little bit of compassion for his noobness. Let's dodge.
Inspiration and improvement.
Show us what you can do with those grenades here, man. That's what we need you for here. Sure. 6 is a lot. Of course, the old everybody attack the same character.
Blow to body and brain.
Par for the course. Somebody else want to attack her too? I swear, this game, the characters in this game have better team fight tactics than any other game I've ever played. They know how to fight as a team better than anybody else. They're all dogpiling one person. All right, down to 3 HP. Okay, she's not gonna die this round. Let's just increase dodge. I'll heal with the Plague Doctor. Okay, that's fine. Gotta be honest, don't put them in the front. More cheese. Okay. No. No. Just literal cheese. This moves you forward, right? No, this moves you forward. Eldritch push the ass out of my face. No more of that. Alright, you're dead. Alright, they're both dead, so we're fine. That's the power of that, the Plague Doctor, because these two are gonna die and we haven't even really done anything for those guys since then. Now I'm gonna heal. Get rid of that bleed.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Okay. I think these guys are literally like, they've got like a styrofoam cup and like a string between the two of them. They're like, let's go attack this guy together. They're like, these two dudes in the front are just like, they're linked more than any other organism is linked to any other organism. They attack in unison. They're brothers. All right, we'll heal you. I'm not healing him because he can heal himself for a lot, theoretically. 6 is pretty mediocre, but I guess on this mission, yeah, they're low enough level that that's actually quite a bit. Never mind. All right. Okay. That won't kill him, but it'll get him close.
Slowly,
maybe we'll get to attack twice.
Gently.
Awesome.
This is how a life is taken.
You should be able to kill him with your blight, because you're gonna stack blight on top of blight. Yeah, that'll kill him. All right, now we'll heal you and top you off. We're doing pretty fine. This is what I was talking about when I said like our team's kind of glass cannon-y. I literally built him that way with putting Focus Ring and putting Ethereal Crucifix on him and putting Eldritch Slayer's Ring and his surgical gloves up front. The plan was to have these two do an enormous amount of damage to the Eldritch enemies, which we have just not rolled very many Eldritch enemies. This mission should be mostly Eldritch, but we literally ran into 4 Bloodsuckers, followed by 3 humans, followed by 3 humans, followed by a team of 2 humans and 2 Eldritch. Like, we've just been getting trolled with bad luck. But we are in a pretty good position, though, moving forward to
A singular strike.
win the rest of this mission. We just need to be careful with stunning and making sure that we stun when we get a chance with our characters who have stun. I haven't really used that ability. That's the first time I've ever even used that ability. The old Hands of the Abyss. It's a very efficient, very, very efficient stun that has one of the highest base crit modifiers in the game. 10% crit is enormous. Not to mention his base crit, and then you add in like the Focus Ring. This guy is literally critting on 22% chance on a stun ability. A stun that has a quarter chance to crit. Pretty good. It's just not often that you get the chance to roll Mr. Turbin up front. He's not usually a frontliner. But in this comp, we kind of have a good time to do that. We have a good opportunity.
A powerful blow.
Yes, sir. All right, they'll take the money, of course, and leave the boots.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
We're not doing anything here. We're just gonna walk. Complete a certain amount of room battles. Okay. Huh. Maybe I just skip. I don't even need to go in this hallway, do I? The reason I was thinking about going this hallway is there's 2 curios. I don't care if we get the Crimson Curse, whatever. Doesn't matter to me. We've got enough blood now, it's not even a big deal. Alright, let's dodge. Crimson Curse is annoying, but at this stage in the game, we've got enough ways of dealing with it, I don't care as much. Don't make any mistake, I did notice how I was like, I don't know if I need to go in this hallway, so the game was like, wouldn't it be ironic if the one hallway he talked about not necessarily needing to go down, he has a long-term thing that affects him. He's gonna regret getting that Crimson Curse, ain't he? Okay, game. Joke's on you, I got 2 blood that I found earlier. I guess it's just 1 now. Actually, that's gonna matter a little bit. Yeah, whatever, I don't care. Alright. No bleed on this guy, but he is pretty close to dead. Nice dodge. Okay. Take out this idiot. I just really don't like this little guy, because he leaves and he stresses everybody. He's just... Just keep dodging. These guys have so much blight resist. Like I was talking about, like this is a... Isn't this supposed to be an Eldritch mission? Isn't it supposed to be an Eldritch location? I think the game missed the memo. Alright. This will affect these guys because I have so much blight. Debuff, so it's fine. Sure. Ouch. It's a lot of blight damage, man. Okay. We got just this last guy to kill. He's gonna get to attack because he's super fast. That's fine. Four is like nothing. Oh, he stunned him too. Okay. Can I kill him? Let's kill him. Oh, I got him! I just killed him with a grenade. Hey, I hit him with the grenade and it killed him. He didn't even get blighted. I think that might be the first time I've ever killed somebody with a grenade. Just throwing it at his face and he just died from it. That's actually hilarious. Let's attack the body. See if we can't sneak in a cheeky little heal on our antiquarian. Sure. I don't have any... I don't have anything for that. Let's just remove the... Offset that. Sure. And then you guys are just dead. Get out of my face. Yep. Wowzers.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
I don't care about the Baron's Invitation right now. These are all whatever items. I mean, in terms of value, like this mission, the things I want to keep, I think highest value, highest long-term value items I have, I want to keep all my food. I want to keep the torches. I want to keep this portrait as much as I want to keep any of these. These are all equivalent in exchange. I need the shovels now because apparently the game decided to make me use 2 of them instantly after I dropped 2 because the game is not without a sense of irony. The money's going to stack higher than normal, so I want to keep those. This is the very beginning of the mission, so I want to keep the emeralds. Of course, we're keeping the rare antiques as well as the minor antiques. Yeah, there's nothing in this inventory I would rather drop over these items. There just isn't. I can use this to heal. Yep, just interact with it. It always heals. Or I guess it buffs. Never mind, it buffs. If you use antidote, it'll heal. Okay, patch already been looted. So this was a useless hallway. All this hallway did for us was exactly what the naysayers will say. Kind of give me crap about, which is it gave you the Crimson Curse. Yeah, I know. No way to know that we were gonna run into a bloodsucker there. Alright, so now I'll go ahead and use firewood.
Circle in the dark. The battle may yet be won.
People's stress levels are low enough that I don't really care about that. Let's just use 4. And then here, I'm gonna prevent nighttime ambush. We might get invaded by the night thing. I don't even necessarily know when that triggers. Sometimes it triggers, sometimes it doesn't. I haven't figured it out entirely. I don't know how many more of those we have to deal with. We're gonna remove her stress just in case of that. And I'm also gonna give her pep talk. So just in case that stupid crap happens, we don't have to deal with it. She doesn't take as much stress over that course of that mission. I might even give her 2 pep talks. Make it so that if we go to sleep and we have a nighttime whatever, then we can deal with it. Remove 50%, no, minus 50% stress on yourself for the next however many missions? That's ridiculous. We're not doing that. Sure, minus 50% stress for the next 4 battles is a wild thing. Okay, rest. Let's see if we get attacked in the middle of the night. I don't know. I really don't even know.
The match
Okay.
is struck.
No chance of it, it
A
looks like.
blazing star is born.
No indication of that happening at all, actually. That was just interesting. It might just be 3 and then you're done.
A handsome reward.
Okay, game.
For a task well performed.
I want money. We want money. This is we brought the antiquarian. What are you doing? It doesn't really matter. I don't even have the space for it anyways, do I? So I guess the argument can be the argument could be made. I probably shouldn't even be opening these chests right now, because opening these chests does not guarantee that we'll be able to even take anything at this early stage in the mission. I should probably be waiting. Yeah, look, we already have another chest room coming up too. I have what, 2 keys left? Good lord. All right, this is a great find. This gets rid of a bad quirk. We like this. Dark Temptation, we want to get rid of. Resolution, we don't. Torn Rotator, we don't care about God-fearing. Yeah, those are okay to leave. Okay, this is what we want to get rid of. Gambler, we want to keep. Stress Eater, we don't. And Zoophobia is bad. Yeah, so it's going to be the Plague Doctor. The Plague Doctor, of course, is going to get rid of Gambler, which is the one I want to keep. As we've seen before, this character, I get trolled on these, but this is the best choice. Gambler is what we'll lose, but... Oh, Stress Eater. Okay, that's 50. That's right in the middle. That out of the 2, out of the... Oh, look, we'll do it again here, right? Let's see if we get lucky. We get 50-50 on this one.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Just so we're clear, that was how it was always going to happen. There was no chance I was ever going to get it to roll the right way. All right, I could dodge. That was a heck of a lot of damage on that first hit. We like that. I want to kill this guy because he deals a lot of damage. This stupid little guy in the middle, but I'd rather just dodge. And then now we can throw out a Flame Grenade, which is incredible. Flame Grenade's disgusting on these kinds of missions. I might just stun this guy. Yeah, because he applies his own stun. He's obnoxious. He's an obnoxious little guy. Sure. That's fine. We haven't really taken any stress yet, honestly. And we have all these, like, anti-stress buffs on our team. Well, oh, yeah. Never mind. I was thinking she was getting stressed. I was like, she has minus 50% stress. I don't care at all about that.
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
Sure. Yep. Yep. Let's get rid of that. Bleed. Yes. That was the highest tier roll that could have ever had. He hit, crit, added stress, added debuff, and stunned. Like, good lord. What's this? 9? I'll just kill him. Yeah. Because I deal extra damage to Eldritch, so it shouldn't come as a surprise. That deals a lot of damage there. I'm gonna let this guy live, and I'm just gonna heal people. Because we're gonna have a whole round and mess around since this jellyfish is the last guy left. Okay, so we'll heal here. Taking a lot of stress on our Plague Doctor out of nowhere. Yep, and then I'll just try to kill him. Looking good. Stress relief is always loved. Oh, an extra blood is real nice.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
I don't care about the deets. I'm not gonna open this chest. We don't have need for that right now. We'll just keep on going. We'll come back if we need to. It's a lot of like, I don't want to use every one of my keys right now. I might even like walk past everything and just go kill a bunch of things and then come back afterwards because we've got so much food. Just make a trip back. I'm tired of throwing away a bunch of items. No, I have one mug. I already used one. Alright. Yo! Spearfishing. 7's a lot. You. That guy has zero dodge. He had a 5% chance to dodge because of this. Okay. Doesn't deal extra damage to you guys, does it? No. I think I might actually stun this guy. Because then he can't add extra stress, and then he's just gonna die when he finally does get to go. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. And then we'll just start dodging.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
All right, here I could do a similar thing, just stun some random guy, but I think I'll actually, I don't know. We're better against Eldritch with this guy. He does extra damage, but this guy has 58% protection, and I don't have a ability to remove armor, so I'm gonna let this spear or the shield breaker deal damage to him instead, and I'm just gonna focus on, like, I guess, dealing with the other characters, I guess.
Impressive.
Which is kind of backwards, because he should be the one that's attacking these, you know, Eldritch guys, but she also deals extra damage to Eldritch because I gave her the Slayer's Ring. Sure. And then now we'll just try to Plague Grenade the other two out of the game. Just in this right now. What's your... Oh, it's not going to hit him because he's got this stupid guard on him. Ah, you dirty. Well, actually, I might just kill this guy if I do that, though, because he's the one that's guarding. Okay. This guy's gonna die anyways, right? No, he's not gonna die yet. It's actually gonna be a good combo here, because this will guarantee that two of them die. We'll get close on this one anyway. He's getting very, very close, for sure. Didn't turn out that bad. I was worried he was gonna really punish us for not killing him this round, because we didn't have the ability to. All right, I'm just gonna heal somebody random. Not really gonna think too much about what I'm doing here. Just these little heals can matter over the course of the fight. And then you should be able to kill off one of them, hopefully. Actually, I'll use the Adder's Kiss on you. And then, let's kind of go ahead and, I guess... Oh, no, I needed to heal. What am I doing? Heal, sure, whatever. Wrong play. Just a little bit of health I just throw away there. Oh, I got a heal on him, too. What am I thinking? I got like 40 heals. My comp is, like, got all the heals. This is what I'm talking about.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
We have so many random slots. We don't have the space for all this crap. Okay. Sure. This is so annoying. Like, this is the third set of deeds I found. If I would have brought all three of the deeds, it would have been more than this. The game's, like, intentionally... Ugh. No obstacles so far, but there will be immediately a few the second I throw some shovels away. We will learn how the game works on that. So annoying. Can't use the food. The second I use the food, then I'll get hunger checked. The game likes that too. Just get rid of the medicinal herbs. And I haven't found any more of these emeralds. I just can't find emeralds, I guess. I don't care about the crest that much. I don't know. I'm not really sure what to do here. It's marginal here. Camp and eat the 8 food. I mean, I could. People have max, like, have health. If I do that, I mean, the second I camp, I'm gonna get hunger checked immediately after that. We're gonna lose a whole stack of this immediately. I know how that works. I honestly might just throw the log away. Take this, bring it with us, get this buff. No buff this time. I guess you're gonna give me no buff until camp. Fuck you. Sorry. Sometimes that's a buff until for the rest of the mission, so the game, like, it is intentionally irritating me on purpose here. All right. Threw the log away because I was tired of holding on to it, and immediately after that get a bad camp buff. All right, let's deal with these guys real quick.
A decisive pummeling.
Cool. This guy's gonna die immediately from shield breaker. Let's just deal some damage to this guy. I don't think we really need to stick around and fight like the long fight against these guys in the same way. I don't really need to use the festering vapors or whatever it's called. The festering vapors? I was fortified. All right, let's try to kill one of you guys immediately.
Another one falls.
The other guys are gonna die from plague grenade damage anyway, so or take a lot anyway. Sure. Stack as much bleed as you possibly can on her, I guess.
Back to the pit.
And then see, the upside of what I just did was now I'll have full use of my food for healings. Is better. We just haven't had need yet because I mean we haven't been stressed out enough, and I'm tired of holding on to those logs and just doing nothing with them forever and ever and ever. Let's heal her. That's what I would expect. Ah, and the bleed stack, that makes sense. I don't know.
Obliterated.
Let the plague doctor go first, please. Ah, I would expect nothing less.
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
Dude, this mission, like, it's going okay now, but earlier when we had the bloodsuckers.
Be wary.
Let you get your diatribe out real quick.
Pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
The feeling of going in and being like, okay, I've got the right items to go fight these enemies, and then you see man bloodsucker, like just over and over again the wrong enemies for the wrong location, and then afterwards you sleep and you're like, I got 2 logs, I don't really need all these logs, and I keep finding all these random deeds, and I keep getting deeds, and I keep getting deeds, and I keep getting deeds, and I'm like, okay, I brought an antiquarian to find more money. This is what I'm here for, and I'm not getting it. I'm like, oh, I guess I'll drop a log, and then after that, immediately after that, I'll take this statue buff, and this statue buff will help us the rest of the mission, and it's like, nope, joke's on you, you're gonna be, I mean, okay, game. You win this joke. You get the full joke this time. I'm dropping the emerald over that because we've already learned that the game says it's not going to drop any more emeralds. I promise I'll fight an emerald real soon, but all right. There's. I can't afford to drop a shovel. You can't do that. The second you drop it, you'll get hit by it. I do want to take I would like to take the cursed incense. It's just because it's worth a decent amount of money, but it's not worth as much as a full stack of gold. It just isn't. So it makes more sense to just drop it. It hurts, but it makes more sense. Make sure we select the correct character here. I'm not gonna come back this way. When I come back, I'm not gonna go take this loot. So I am gonna open this one. Sure, that's good. Yep, that's fine. That's a 50-50 most of the time anyway. Yeah, I understand. You're low on health. I can't do anything about it. You're gonna take what? 2 bleed per round for the next 1 round. What's your max health? Let me see it. Where's your health at? Does it say it here? Oh, you're at 4. I'll just give you some food. Offset it. That's that greenery popping in terms of value. Okay, nothing. That's good. Oh, I already knew there was nothing here. What am I doing? Oh, there's an obstacle down here. I didn't see it on the map. That's fine. Map. What just happened? The game was like lagging there for a second. It was like trying to load the map and trying to load multiple things at once. That was weird. Any more obstacles? Look at this. We can drop the shovel. We got 2 more keys, so I guess we can go back to that one room after this. What are you, craving? That's fine. 3 of these idiots this mission? Okay. Plague Grenade's pretty good against these guys, despite the fact that it seems like it's normally bad because this character has such high percentage chance to bleed, or plague, right? 140% chance with these items. Now, this guy probably won't get hit, but it is what it is. I mean, they are lined up in a nice way. They're in a very awkward situation here. It's very likely I don't hit the bad guy, but oh, I got them both. Great. That's good too, because she got a crit and she needed that. Because she's getting overly stressed. Oh, right. That's okay. That's okay. We're doing just fine.
Precision and power.
Crit's good. We needed that too. These extra crits are very helpful, like because we were hurting on stress and we didn't really have a way of dealing with it since I threw away the log. 3 crits in a row. Okay, you're changing my mood a little bit here. I was a little irritated earlier.
The blood quickens.
Let's just kill this guy, I guess. Yes. Okay. Okay. Sure. That is fine with me. You got it. Nice dodge. Am I gonna be able to kill these guys before they get the chance to do anything? He's just gonna die. We might just... All of these guys are just dead. Then heal some people. This guy's not dead, but they're mostly dead. This worked out really well. Oh my god. Okay. My attitude toward the mission has changed quite a bit. Okay.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
Wow. Wow. Not taking the Baron's invitations though.
This expedition at least promises success.
Now we have the space for the crests too. I guess the game sensed my salt and decided that it was going to stop salting the earth with my opinion of the game. All right, we have to use the torches here. I forgot to click them before the fight started, but that's okay. Okay, we got to go first here, so it didn't even matter. I want to use the torches here when we have very little battles left. It makes no sense to hold our torches because we won't fight things on the way back. What am I doing? I should be using these torches. Yeah. All right, so now we'll throw out our plague grenades. Get as much damage on these guys as we can here. Might even throw this at you. Just to make sure I can kill one of them. He's gonna die immediately, which is good. Try to kill this guy if I can. Not quite, that's okay, but I can use the antiquarian to finish him off. Just make sure we have one of these dead. That should kill him. He should take two. Yeah, so we got two of them down. And then this one will die the next round, so we're really good off. Or really good off, that was English. Really well off here. Please die. Alright, he's the highest damage potential, but he's not alone yet, so he doesn't have that higher chance of like damage or crit or whatever's going on under the game surface. And we'll just stack heals, I guess, and remove some bad things from people. Cool. You got it. Alright, try to kill this guy ASAP before he gets a chance to do one of his big 25 crit attacks. Kill him. Citrine, get out of my face. Alright, I'm gonna have, oh yeah, you're craving. Let's go ahead and give you a blood here. And then we'll have you probably, I think this thing, the ship's figurehead, I believe this gives a buff. Like a good buff always. Extra damage until camp, extra speed until camp. That's what I thought. I was pretty sure it's like always good. Hunger check is fine. Actually, just fine, because we just cleared a slot in our inventory. Sure, that's 2 maps we found already. We don't need those maps anymore, though. All right, keep the torches up. Don't forget.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
That's the statue that screwed us before, so I'm probably just gonna ignore it. All right. Mr. Already Dead, I hit him once. Okay, that's fine. Stress isn't really a concern in this mission. We're doing really well on stress. I don't care about that so much. Just hit them all, I guess, for as much damage as I can. He's gonna die next round anyways. Maybe I just focus on taking out this. Well, no, I need her to do the damage to the tank. I need her to do damage to the tank. Where possible. And then have you just do as much damage as you can, probably to this guy, because maybe it will kill him. Oh, he would have killed him almost outright without even needing the extra damage over time. My God. The best case scenario is I heal our shield breaker here, and then afterwards use the occultist to heal himself, but that's very greedy because if this guy gets hit by Octotesis and then follows up by 2 spear hittings, he's gonna just die. I need to heal him. I don't want to. It's less efficient, but if it rolls wrong, we just lose the occultist. Particle barrier's just fine. We haven't even attacked this guy yet, so it's totally fine. We're just gonna kill the guy protecting him first. Maybe we throw out a stun. This stun will stun. Yeah, that's fine. It'll stun the frontliner. That's fine. And then after that, he's stunned, so he can't protect him anymore. And we'll just kill this guy. Ah, dirty dog. Okay. Let's heal. We have 2 moves to their 2, or 4 moves to their 2, and we can also heal in between. Let's do that. Can't stun him again. He's got high resist. I guess I still could, which is my stun chance is what? 140% chance, and this guy has a... Nah, I'm not gonna go for it. It could happen, but it's just not... I'll just take the guaranteed heal. Okay. See, this is what I was talking about. This is something I saw in a previous mission that I've only ever seen now trigger twice. Once it happened on the Crusader, and now it's happened on the Shield Breaker. And before, I thought it might be something that only happened on the Crusader. Like, the Crusader's got so much, like, self-confidence and zeal, and, like, he's so, like, focused on being, like, a righteous person that even through the blood that he would, like, have these act-outs when he was thirsty, that he would be like, no, I'm going to be a good person and, you know, remove his own stress or whatever. But actually, we just now saw it trigger on the Shield Breaker. So because she's under Bloodlust right now instead of Blood Craving, her act-out was positive. And she removed her own stress at the start of the mission, at the start of that round. That's awesome.
The ground quakes.
I really do think you can use the blood, like, in super interesting ways that would allow you to kind of, like, use them for...
The flesh
as buffs.
is knit.
Yep. You didn't get a crit, which is nice. And we'll offset that with a heal here. Don't want to be healed? That's fine. Usually we can... The second one will usually work, so that's okay. It's usually the first one they'll deny. Oh, nice. Extra food's nice. I can just throw it here. We don't have any need for the anti-venom. We got an extra key. Okay. I just don't care to interact with this. There's no reason. It's not important. We threw away our... Yeah, we threw that away, so this is irrelevant now. I can still look at it with her. What'd you catch? Oh, you resist. Does she have a really high disease resist? No, 20%. She still dodged it. Oh no, she's got the Crimson Curse. I don't know if the Crimson Curse works that way. A lot of times in vampire lore, if you have the vampirism, then you can't catch other diseases. It's like very defensive of its host. Wonder if that's how that works in this game. All right, let's go ahead and light the torch because we're gonna have a fight immediately.
The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
This is the 4th fight against these guys that we've seen in this mission. Go away. %0 chance to dodge. 95% chance to hit. Come on. Okay. Oh, we landed 2 blights, which is good. On a character who has an 80% chance to dodge blight, but I mean, 120% chance plus 140% chance. She had a 60% chance of hitting that. Okay, a little bit better than I thought from her, so that's fine. Let's see if we can get lucky with our dodges. I cannot believe that dodge on that dude. What out? Get out of here. We can't stun these guys. They have... This guy has 10 dodge. These guys have no dodge. I guess we'll start carving through them. Oh, 9's nice, though. Wow, okay. You can't really rely on this guy to do much damage against these guys because they have a large amount of protection. Oh, I guess it's not as high as I thought. It's 20% protection on the lower tier missions. That's right. Oh, man. It's 2 dodges in a row, okay? Okay, we're going okay here. Man. Okay. Things are going pretty well, considering. Alright, I get it. Oh, never mind, it's an act out. It was a good act out here. You're gonna take 5 and you're at 7, and you're gonna take 12. Oh, let's try to kill you then. Put as much damage as we can on as many people as we can here. You're at what? You're gonna take 5 and you're at what? 5, you're just dead? Let's try to kill you then. Okay, you're dead. And then you can dirk this guy. And he's dead. So now all are dead but 1. Awesome. That is super satisfying. Like stacking a bunch of people up, getting them all ready, and then it's just like watching a bunch of bowling pins fall down. That's super awesome. Every person on our team is going to walk out of here with a Crimson Curse because the game just keeps on throwing Crimson Curse guys at us. We don't care about. I don't care about the. Oh, the Citrine. Yeah, get that out of here. The Jades are probably going to go at some point too, but I don't really care that much right now. I'll leave it. I have no ability to get rid of that. Switch over to our Antiquarian here. More heirlooms. Yeah. What do you do? The game just wants to give us heirlooms this mission. Guess I should have been taking these the whole time. How far are we from the end of the mission? Far enough that I can drop these torches, probably. Yeah, drop the torches. And then after that, the buff doesn't matter, but I guess we'll give it to you since you got a decreased buff. We need the extra help. Build camp, you get a bunch of resistances. Sure. Alright, you are craving now. I'm not gonna do anything until she's wasting. There's no reason for it. Very low chance of dying because of that. Okay, so we killed the fat guy in the front, and then after that, everything else is just whatever. Alright, double stun seems pretty good here, so we can focus. And then after that, we can just kill the guy in the front real quick here. Oh, I can't hit him. Maybe I actually throw this on him. They get the blight ticket on the tank. But I'm gonna start dodging. We need to take out this guy in the front immediately.
Decimated.
Okay, that's a good way to. That's real good, real good. Is this the last mission, the last fight? No, we got one more after this. It's fine. Okay. Sure. Stress is a non-factor at this stage in the mission. If I go for a single stun on the frontliner, I can. I can also just heal people. I don't think there's any obvious play here. Nothing in this is great, but I could just go for a single stun on the frontliner here. Okay, actually, I can't even hit the frontliner. Never mind. I guess I could throw a plague grenade out and then just put more plague damage on the frontliner, but he's gonna die anyway. Let's just heal, I guess. It's not exciting. I guess it was needed. A little ahead of time there. All right. Let's offset that a little bit, I guess. Just keep protecting him. Kill this guy. See, he could heal himself there, but like, if we get them down to one guy, then it's essentially the same thing, and then we can do a big heal next round on this guy. He'll heal himself for a lot this next round. And how do you try to... Actually, can you hit him? Yeah, this hits the frontliner. So I missed him. He got in the way, and I missed. Okay. I'm doing this specifically to get the damage onto him. Okay. All right, and then I'll throw another one at you. Make sure we take out that tank. And then here I'm gonna heal myself. That's solid. Actually, that's his max health because he has lowered health because I gave him the crucifix. Lowers his max HP by 20%. That's actually not trivial. So now this guy's gonna die on his own. So I could do this a few different ways, but I think the best way is probably to throw and stun at this guy. Clear the bodies. Oh, never mind. That's the wrong stun. I used the wrong one. It doesn't matter. The bodies are both gonna die this round anyways, on their own. And then we'll just heal a bunch. Make sure we're ready with the final fight after this room. Sure. Ah, she dodged the bleed. Never punished, I guess. We need to finish this fight. Yeah, whatever. Don't stress him out, please. Cool, that's fine. Ceremonial cut. Yep. Heal yourself, I guess. No, I don't take a chance of getting bled for a lot. Let's just end this. Extra food's funny. Guess we'll just use it. Just remove that until camp crap. Oh, it did! Woo, boy. I'll get rid of the jade for these, for sure. And then we'll open this chest. We can take all of that, which is wild. Then we'll make our way all the way back home to get rid of the rest of the chest. We've got a high percentage chance to disarm this. Cool. Percentage correlated with what the reality was this time. Alright, nice little minor antique is cool. I guess we'll burn the torch. We're not gonna need it. Hunger check is fine. We are within our range of not having to deal with that problem for the rest of the mission. So the last fight. Okay, Doomsday. Accusation on the right target. Sure.
Festering fear consumes the mind.
I'm just gonna throw out blade grenades to get these guys out of here. I could. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blade grenade them and then stun them, and then they just sit there and they just melt under their stun. And then spam some dodges. This mission is pretty trivial as long as we don't get double crit on immediately. So slows the need abates. That's fine. This won't increase their death. Yeah, it will. It will. It'll increase their speed if they die. It will. They'll die in 2 rounds instead of 3. And then you probably just stun the guy that can deal the most damage to us. And after that, they just die from chilling out. They're just gonna die. Be good. Barnacle barrier. You picked the right guy to barnacle barrier though, because the other 2 guys are gonna die like really quickly. Throughout that stun, I'm surprised we got to go first here. That's great for us. I figured that guy would get his little accusation in before he died, but never mind. He's just gonna die and not even get the chance to say another word. You'll love to see it. All right, I guess we'll attack the front guy. Start burning through the tanks since we can't even hit the guy in the second slot. All right, full damage on him. Let's go. Nope. Yep. 12's a lot. That's good. Red's no damage. We don't care about that. Well, literal no damage is a little bit different than what I meant, but sure. Ectotesis. All right. Not really important to heal here. I guess I could. This guy's already got higher stun resist, doesn't he? No, he doesn't. Right, because we stunned that guy. I'm stunning him so I can just kill the frontliner. Yep. Branded for 3. She is craving, that's fine. I mean, you can't attack, can you? Oh no, what am I saying? Yeah, festering vapors. I don't know what I'm talking about here. So he's just dead. Then we can have the spear. The shield breaker. It always throws me off. Her name is Shield Breaker, but then she doesn't. Like, what she does like throws me completely off because I'm expecting her to be like shield. I don't know. Shield, not like I don't know. Her name just throws me off sometimes. It gets me. All right, sure. This actually worked out real well. Continue adventuring. I'm gonna go ahead and interact with this really quickly and just throw shovels at it and see what interacts with it. Throw a key at it because why not? I'll have to throw blood at it. Why not? Yeah, I didn't think it interacted with anything. Let's play with it. Oh no! Debuff. Minus 12 dodge till in the camp. Okay, so that thing is pretty much always bad. All right, let's go all the way back. Food checks are going to be completely acceptable. We're not really worried about it because we have 8 food. So this is now just a tiptoe all the way back home. And I did this on purpose because, like, I just knew that it was like, all right, this chest, I didn't want to take a chance that when we got to the end of the mission, we had two chests to open, and even worse, we had 1 key left, we used one of our last keys, and all of a sudden we find a secret room, especially since we now are rolling with the Ancestors map. There's a non-zero chance that we actually would have found a secret room, which would have made us feel very bitter because we didn't actually have the means of getting the value out of it. That would have really sucked. Yep, sure, that's fine. We knew that would happen. We can suffer another one of those and be fine. Now we have the means. I'm gonna interact with this too, why not? Yeah, these are all debuffs. Minus damage, that thing's always bad. Just ignore that thing, guys. Don't touch that thing. I wish we could get value out of this so we could get rid of this one stupid zoophobia thing that we have here. This character's literally lost all of her identity. Like, all of the abilities are gone. Completely just a naked character. No quirks, nothing. What does just interacting with it raw do? Okay, remove stress. Okay, that's cool. And you can remove some more. All right, that was a nice little... Here you go at the end of the mission. I'll take it. We like it, we like it, we like it. No eggs, I'm good. One of these bags is empty though. I think it's the next bag in the next hallway that I didn't, I say empty, I meant to say still filled, I never opened it yet. So yeah, on the way back I knew we would come by it again. Shut up. Okay, cool. Alright, she's wasting, but I'm not feeding her any blood here because we're at the end of the mission. Alright. She can figure that out when she's at home. Pretty good. We could drop the food. One jade. Now I wish I kept the other jade. This is a pretty good haul. I mean, considering like where we were earlier, where we kept getting like punched in the face when it just kept giving us. That's why I was like, I'm just not going to worry about bringing the deeds and bringing the busts and stuff because we're going to get a lot of them over the course of the game anyways. Most of these are full stacks. Obviously the crests are not, but I mean we did pretty good regardless. The food is only worth I think 5 gold a piece, so like, it's the same thing. It's semantics with a skeleton key. It's really just food. I'm just going to toss it. That was free anyway. We might not even get any money out of it because it was free. Some of the food was. I don't know how that works. All right, let's call it. That was really good.
At last, wholesome marine life can flourish. If indeed there is such a thing.
That's such a funny... Like, what? Could you imagine good marine life? What a crazy idea. All right, yeah, considering how irritated I was at the beginning of that mission, things worked out real well. Stay the course, I guess. I'll get you upset. Wow. What a great round this was for him. Eldritch Slayer is just gas on this guy. Yes! Yes! We love that. We love that.
Trouble yourself not with the cost of this crusade. Its noble end affords you broad tolerance in your choice of means.
Now we need to start thinking about blood, because we need guys that are level 4 to go beat the Crocodilian and go finally beat that mission, and we are now rolling with five guys that have the Crimson Curse. That's an average of, that's 1.66 vials a week that we're using up. We're not really in a bad spot. No. Okay, the game's auto trying to force me on that. I'm not gonna go beat this boss right now. I'm just checking something. We got 7 vials. We got some time. We need to get our guys. We need to get some guys leveled up so that we can go beat this mission. We need to do this Crimson Courtyard mission. All right, but we do have some time. We're okay. We can develop guys a little bit longer while we're waiting. Okay, so now, do I have the? How many crests do I need in order to? What am I doing here? In order to level this up, how many okay, 160?
The front line of this war is not in the dungeon.
Good lord.
But rather, inside the mind.
That sucks. I want to get to this last level of patient cells so I can start treating 3 people and get 3 quirks locked per round, but that's okay. My screen just flickered for a second there. I hope it's not because of the weather. 1 second. Yeah, weather is getting kind of meh right now, but that's okay. I might actually figure out who I'm gonna put inside of this, inside the treatment ward really quickly, and then after that, run, go grab some food, and come back, start another episode, because we're already on 2 hours and 18 minutes. Just make it like a 66%, like of a normal, like my normal videos are hovering around 3 hours, and that's no problem. I can just come back and continue. That's what I want to do anyway. So I pick who I'm gonna load up into the quirks real fast. The quirk machine, who I'm gonna load. Lock and load, whatever you want to say here. We took this character and off of Beast Hater. Probably we're still dropping. These abilities really aren't. I mean, Beast Hater's fine. Honestly, Beast Hater's one of the best quirks in the game. When I say Beast Hater's one of the best quirks in the game, what I mean is it's one of the better quirks in the game. It's not as good as, I don't think it's as good as, is this the one that's accuracy? It's damage. I don't know. I think accuracy is better than damage in general, right? Extra accuracy, extra crit. Yeah, that's true. Because the Slayer ones versus the Hater ones, yeah. The Slayer ones give +10 accuracy and +5% crit, which is a higher raw damage overall. It's a better thing in general than these stats. Plus 15% damage
is less overall damage. I've talked about this before, but I think about 20% increased damage is about the equivalent of like 5% crit. It's just like off of my gut. I haven't done any math. But I would guess 5% crit is about as valuable as about 20%, maybe even 25% raw damage increase. Case in point, right? Dismas's head is 25% increase raw damage, and then like Focus Ring gives plus 5% crit. I mean, it gives accuracy as well, but maybe it is 20%. Maybe 20% is a better comparison then. But yeah, I think the Slayer abilities are better than the Hater abilities, but the Hater abilities are still S tier. But we're arguing like who's higher at the top of Mount Olympus. Like these are still great abilities. Weak grip is bad, but on this character we don't care about it. Weak grip on life is also bad, but just bad on everybody. Weak grip on life is bad. So here we would lock Beast Hater and then get rid of weak grip on life, and I can see doing that. That's not a problem. Start locking quirks on random people. I don't have 1,000 yard, like, 1,000, I don't want to say that, 1,000-foot view of the team, so I can't look down and see which classes we actually have locked quirks on, like, all together right now, so that's kind of annoying, but yeah, this Jester's got some really good things going for him. See, this is one of those, like, really nice scenarios. Like, this Jester, I don't even have to worry about him. I don't have to lock any quirks, I can just let him play. He will lock Witness. He's rolling with Warrior of the Light and Eldritch Slayer. This guy is loaded. Like, really good start Pacific quirks. Not terrible. Actually, let's really quickly see who our new characters are. See if we actually got anybody that's worth looking at here. Thick Blood is great and goofy on this character because he's already got enormous amounts of blight. We've already got a character that has that same set of stats. That might actually make me consider dropping Evil. Evil has Photomania and Eldritch Slayer, but he also has the Crimson Curse, and we're struggling on that. But he also had, we said, Clutch Hitter's bad. Cove Tech, not bad, but not good. Clutch Hitter's really good on one class and only one class, and that's the Flagellant. Everybody else, you don't want that on them. Cove Tactician, Warren's Adventures, whatever. And then we have the other, sort by class, we have the other Macy here, who had the Hard Noggin and Photomania. Hard Noggin's fine. It's not like, I'm not like trying to lock that. Hard Noggin's really good specifically on people who have Riposte, and then anything after that, it'd be like your support characters, because I don't want to have my Vestal like stunned at the wrong time. That can feel devastating. Like, getting your Vestal or like one of your healers stunned at the wrong time can feel really bad. Getting your Riposter stunned is always bad. So it's best to have stun resist on your Riposters, and then on your secondarily on like your healers and stuff. But like your frontliners, I don't care if my frontliner gets stunned one round, whatever. Like, okay, he's got 8,000 health. It's not that big a deal. But the Photomania is also like it's a good starting point. So the question is Thick Blooded better than Photomania? And the answer to that is no. Definitely not. However, Thick Blooded with Gambler as a combination is solid, and I can definitely say locking Thick Blooded is fine. I don't feel bad about that. I'd lock that every day of the week. It's an A tier quirk for sure. The question is it better than having Photomania and Eldritch Slayer or Eldritch Hater on a character who's already level 3, whatever? And the answer is no. This leper is better. This feels weird to say this, but I'm actually not going to take Collier, because even though he's got good quirks, I've got 2 really serviceably solid lepers already. Like, Photomania is S tier. Photomania and Eldritch Hater are both S tier. Yeah, no need to take this guy. Plus, I don't want to drop Evil right now because Evil's already level 3. Evil's already up there in that, like, hey, I'm ready to go to that mission where we beat the, the Crocodilian. Actually, I can't bring him because the Crocodilian makes short work of guys like him because he's so like close range. I need to develop a team that can actually deal with him. Probably the Hellion is probably the best suited to deal with him, as well as the Hellion. I'm not sure. Those are your bread and butter. Those are the 2 you really want. And then after that, it's honestly, if I could devise my perfect team to deal with the Crocodilian, it's the Hellion, the Houndmaster, the Bounty Hunter, and the either of the 2 between the Musketeer and the Arbalist. Because 3 of those characters mark, and 3 of them deal enormous amounts of damage based on mark, and they all trigger mark. And then you could just, each one of them, like, one of them can stack the mark, and the other 2 are just killing them. And I can make the, like, let's say I have the Crocodilian in slot 4, I can mark with the, I can use the mark with all of them, but the guy who can't do anything else right then would be our Bounty Hunter. So I can mark him, and then afterwards I can have the Hound Master and the arbalist or musketeer, whatever, shoot him or like send the dog out. If he gets really close, now the arbalist slash musketeer can't hit him, but now the bounty hunter can, and then the arbalist can switch over to marking, and then the whole time you're just crushing him with 3 huge damage dealers, and then of course we've got the Hellion, who can just hit literally anywhere. Like, just hit him anywhere. It doesn't matter where he's at, I'm gonna hit you. And she actually is really, really well suited against him, because the 2 middle slots she can, if it bleeds, which is really good against him. And then the back slot, she can hit him with Iron Swan when nobody else can really reach back there normally. So that's my perfect team to beat, if I had the perfect team to bring against him. And you might think, well, is there other teams that might be better? I honestly think that that's the perfect team to just wipe him off the earth before he, it's like, what's the fastest way to beat a crocodile? Well, you could be a rhino, you could be this, you could be like, you could be an elephant, you could be a bigger animal that scares it, or you could just be a bigger crocodile. And that's what I think that team represents. It's kind of like that time where I fought against the hag and beat her in like 3 hits, and she died so fast she didn't get the chance to even put somebody in the cauldron. Or similarly with the collector, you kill it so fast it doesn't even get the chance to get standing. Yes, it does a lot of damage, but think about what's going to happen when we go fight against that crocodilian. It's going to start off, because we're going to go and start that mission at the courtyard already right in front of the crocodilians, because last time we fought against it we had to dodge from it because it was the next fight and I didn't realize it. So the next time we go in there, the first thing we'll fight against is a crocodilian. We're going to have a group of 4 people that are full health, level 4s, have everything. They're going to destroy that thing. It's going to be bad. It would have to land like 2 consecutive crits on one character and bleed and kill that person for us not to like get out of there with a S tier success. And even if they do kill it, we're going to kill it anyway. Like, we're going to deal so much damage, that thing is just going to it's going to keel over in like 3 rounds. So the question is, like, who I would want to develop team-wise, and as I said, I do want to spend some time developing these guys. I want to get, we've actually got a level 2 here for her. I have a few level, I dropped my other bounty hunter that was like tier 6 or level 6, because as I said, he had like 5 bad quirks, no good ones. You could also make an argument for the Jester. The Jester's a good one too. The Jester's also really good. So don't tell me, don't think that those 4 are the requireds. The thing is, the Jester doesn't have the ability to mark, but the Jester does synergize with bleed, and the Jester also has this finality ability, which might hit the crocodilian for 30, which could just end the crocodilian really quickly. I think the 4 characters I just said are better at beating him, but if you add in the Jester has the highest upside for the long mission afterwards, because the Jester can then offset all of that stress you're going to be gaining from the crocodilian fight. So it might be better to actually have one of these guys than, say, the Arbalist. This might be a better choice than the Arbalist. The downside is the Arbalist is your healer, and if somebody goes to 0, she can kind of fix that problem. Then maybe it'd be the Bounty Hunter. Maybe you take the Bounty Hunter off the list, because the Bounty Hunter has the least reach. He can mark, but he can only hit if they're up close. He can hit slots 1, 2, and 3, but he can't consume the mark on slot 3 or slot 4 for sure, but slot 3 as well, right? I think Finish Him, the one where it does extra damage if they're crit or if they're stunned. I think it only hits slot 3, but this one only hits slot 2. Yeah, Collect Bounty does a lot of damage, but they have to be in the first 2 slots. And you got to remember the middle 2 slots are hard to hit the crocodile. He has a higher amount of dodge a lot of the times because he goes under the water in the middle 2 zones, and the first and the last zone are where he's most susceptible to being hit, which, by the way, is also why the Hellion's so good against him, because she can Iron Swan him when he's on his little island in the back. I don't know. Alright, really thinking a lot about this right now, but I'm not taking this guy. As I already said, I already have a leper I think is worth probably keeping. Calm is bad. Resolution's fine. Meditator's literally irrelevant. Spiritual's okay, but it's not the kind of quirk I would want to lock. It's the kind of quirk I'd hope would be slot 4 or 5. Something I'm not going to waste my time locking, but something that's nice just to have occasionally. This is Unholy Slayer's okay. This is one of the better classes to have Unholy Slayer on, because, he doesn't really bleed much. He does have caltrops, but he's mostly just a raw damage dealer, so he can walk in and just absolutely destroy the ruins, right? Because you have that extra accuracy against Unholy, and you're doing extra crit against them, and he loves critting. But then in addition to that, if you ever run into the humans that are usually in the ruins as well, he's got that cover too. So this is probably one of the better guys to have Unholy Slayer on. I think the Leper is the only person in this cohort that's actually really even worth considering long-term. But the reality is, again, the question is he better than Evil? And even though Evil's sucking blood, and he's been sucking blood multiple weeks in a row, like, he's just got better stuff going on. Like, Photomania and Eldritch Hater's just incredible. This is, like, these are two of my favorite quirks in the game. Well, Eldritch Slayer would be better, of course, but as I said before, extra accuracy, especially on this class, right? Extra accuracy on this class, pretty good. I think I'm gonna keep these guys and just let this guy go, because again, Thick Blooded is cute, but like it's a tier A quirk, and it's not as good as, like, I'd much rather have, if he had Clodder, that would make me kind of more likely to want to take him. But again, that's still an A. That's like that best A tier, like the best, like, A in my mind tier quirk. It's not as good as like Luminous and like quick reflexes, and even what's that one ability that's very similar to that, +2 speed whenever the torch is above 75. There's like multiple different speed ones that are pretty good like that. But yeah, I don't really like any of those guys. I mean, I don't need any of these guys. There's our marbles. We lost those one of the first few weeks of the game. Never got them back. You tell that by the way I play the game. All right, that's a lost my marbles joke. If you're under 30 years old, you don't get that joke. Yeah, I think we're pretty good. I don't really have any specific need to like level anybody up or do anything like that. Like I said, I'm gonna pick a few people to just lock in some quirks. What is Anscott doing? Anscott is out and about. He's probably, okay, so this guy's probably, you know, like a lot of characters would be like, oh, he's, you know, some level 6 guy. He's probably out there. If he was a highwayman, he's probably out there trying to swindle people or trying to take some people for money. Or maybe he's out there, you know, if he was a highwayman, he's probably out there trying to tell great stories about his deeds as being a level 6 guy. This guy is probably out there, like, standing in front of a crowd of people giving, like, motivational speeches. He's probably charging, you know, a common tier item for a motivational speech, and then just giving it to the Abbey. Yeah, he could be slaying a dragon for sure. Jester, Vesta, Houndmaster, Hellion. Yeah, I do think that combo is actually incredible. Statues are weird. Like some require nothing. That one specific Cthulhu-looking thing does require items. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll have to interact with it a little bit more. I just didn't have the items to interact with it, but it is funny though. It just didn't do anything that time around. I also interacted with it just stark naked every single time. I had no items to interact with it. I just kind of threw my guys right at it. But I did answer a question. Don't ever interact with that thing without items, for sure. Well, I guess I'll have to throw some more items at it, see what interacts with it. But we did try a few things on it. I even threw the blood at it, which clearly is not going to work. I don't think the blood works on anything outside of the Crimson Court, which is a shame. I think that it would be cool to retroactively add that to some things. Like, wouldn't it be cool if, like, the clam interacted with the blood? Like, I feel like it could, right? Makes sense, I guess, kind of. There's a few random item things you could, maybe if you put blood in some of the altars, you know, you add stress to your character or something like that. Or maybe if you put, like, blood in one of the altars, maybe it turns it into 2 blood or something. I don't know. It dilutes it, or I have no idea. But it would actually be really cool if you could, like, what if you put blood into holy water and it came back out, and you put it in an altar and it came out as holy water, like switched items. I don't know. I'm just thinking of, like, cool things you could do. All right, so I just want to really quickly here check and make sure that my guys are as unstressed as possible here. Moduit here, these 4 are notwithstanding here. Moduit is at 4, and I talked about this character being somebody who I might consider removing stress from them. These other guys are all bleeders, Crimson Curse people, so I'm going to send you in. Oh yeah, this Plague Doctor has no good abilities anymore because he removed them all, and then it got Zoophobia and kept Zoophobia. Hippocratic's whatever. It's a very weird one to have in this character. This character's not a primary healer. I'd much rather have accuracy. I do not like Hippocratic. I always said hypocritical. I don't like Hippocratic on this class. It's a weird one. I'd much rather have anything else that was generically decent. Prismatic Solidarity is also goofy. Like, extra stun resist on a character who's not riposting is kind of weird, and he's really not a support. Whatever. This might be a drop. What do I have classes wise? Sort by class. Do I have any other? I think I had one other Plague Doctor we picked up that had, like, nothing really worth talking. Beast Hater? Okay. So we could lock Beast Hater and then lock, or remove Weak Grip on Life and accept Weak Grip, because we're never going to use Incision anyway. And then afterwards drop our blood-sucking Benoy here, save ourselves some money on the stress relief. Hopefully re-roll this Prismatic Solidarity on somebody that actually it's good on. Hippocratic is okay, but it's just bad on this class. Yeah, I'm just going to drop this character. We don't really need this character.
Those without the stomach for this place must move on.
I guess I could take the leper then. I don't need it.
This man understands that adversity and existence are one and the same.
I didn't really need that character. I actually have another slot too, but I'm going to stay disciplined and not just keep adding people to keep my... I don't need to keep my roster filled. I just need to keep... I want to keep my roster filled with quality. All right, now I'm going to go in and start locking quirks on people who I don't have a lot of representation for. I think Botin was somebody I wanted to lock. Eldritch Hater and get rid of Fear of the Unholy. Yes. And then after that, we take Bupont. I think Bupont had Beast Slayer. This is a really, really... Look at this combo. Beast Slayer is like SS tier, upper echelon. Like, there are like 2 quirks in the game that I would like put above this. Like, maybe Eldritch Slayer, right? Is that it? There's maybe a few of the weird prismatic quirks that you get from like the thing from the stars, like the ones that increase. Like we got that one I was talking about earlier. You might argue that which of the 2? It was Anscott, right? Anscott that got it. Where's Anscott at? I know he's got the question mark on him. I just don't see him on my list. Am I blind? There he is. He got Corvid's Eye. That's just stupid. Plus 8 accuracy, plus 8% scouting chance. Holy crap. This dude, I'm telling you, man, this is the most loaded Crusader I've ever seen. I just want to take a second to say it again, like Clotter, Corvid's Eye, Hot to Trot, Luminous. No wonder he's out telling people how great he is. It's ridiculous. This dude is loaded. It's just stupid. Even as, like, you know, I mean, I don't like Fast Healer at all, but like, even his bad quirks, like they rolled fine. Lazy Eye doesn't matter at all because he has 1 range ability he's never going to use, and he also locked Guilty Conscience, which is bad. But this is an easy one for me to like. I can remove it and lock any of these other things. So, the problem with this guy though is I haven't locked any of these, and that's going to cost a pretty penny. So I'm waiting a while to lock his stuff. The nice part about having him on the roster is he's not sitting around on the Crimson Curse sucking blood for us. He can just chill at the top of the roster and wait for his time. But man, is he going to cost a lot. Need to lock those good quirks. Yeah, but it's going to cost a lot of money, and I'm not going to do that until I need him. There's no reason to lock in good quirks in this guy when he's level 6 and nobody else in the team's even anywhere close to him. And locking those quirks is going to cost way more money on him than anybody else. So, yeah, I'm not locking those quirks at this stage. Money is easy to get at this point is a weak argument when I could instead spend these weeks locking the other characters' quirks who cost nothing, and that gives more time to roll extra money off of the accumulated value on the savings because I have the bank. He's not really doing anything right now, so there's no reason to worry about that. I'm going to throw in some people here that are level 0, start locking some quirks on some people here. We're taking Bonvalet. He's who I'm going to do it with because I can lock Warrior of the Light and get rid of Nocturnal, and then if we lock Tippler, I'm happy. All right, and that's who I'm going to do for now. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to run to the store. I think I'm going to grab some sushi or something like that from like I don't know, maybe like Hy-Vee or something. Then come back and then continue playing. I actually really am in the mood to play, but I need to take a little bit of a break before. I think the weather's it's supposed to get really bad tonight. It's already pretty bad. And I want to go before it gets really bad. I don't know what time Hy-Vee closes. Probably check that real quick here. I don't know if it even says. Closes at 10, yeah. So I have some time. So, but anyways, I'm gonna go and get my outro, and then I will come back. So anybody that's seeing this on VOD, I'm giving my outro for the main channel, but I'm not actually gonna be leaving. It's just the episode outro. Okay, so that's gonna be it for this episode, guys. If you like this content, head over to the Blue Titan Gaming to watch the fast-paced versions of this video. If you're watching this on the Blue Titan Gaming, then you can head over and watch the full video over on the Blue Titan Gaming VODs, where you'll see like full videos without any edits, and you'll see the entire background and every little thing, every little thought, and even little conversations I'm having with folks in the chat that I don't include on the Blue Titan Gaming. But until next time, I'm the Blue Titan, and see you later. Bye.